Good morning, good evening, and good everything in between, and welcome to Baseball for Breakfast. It's our playoff special. I'm your host, Jim Bobernicki, and I'm joined, as always, by our color commentator extraordinaire, Mr. Michael Bailey. How you doing today, Mike?
Doing good this morning.
Oh, we lost
Oh,
Mike.
sorry. Technological issues this early in the morning. Very happy to be here and finally do a playoff game after 3 years of English broadcast. So very excited for that.
Yep, it is our very first playoff game here on Pacific League TV. We are so happy for all of you who can join us. I know we're a little early, so we're going to have people pour in as we are starting up. And we're getting a look here at the Fighters starting lineup. And now we're going to get a look here at the Hawks. The Hawks have been the best, I was going to say offensive team, but best team overall all season through the Pacific League. And I am super excited for today's game. What do you think is going to happen here today?
I think we're going to see probably a low-scoring pitching duel, if I had to guess, with Levan Monello, the leader in ERA for the Pacific League, and Takayuki Kato, a very good pitcher for Nippon Ham all year in these past couple years.
That's true, but one of the interesting things that we have going into this matchup, as we saw right before the broadcast started on our end, is that Moinello and Kato actually have pretty shaky numbers against the Fighters and Hawks specifically. So it'll be very interesting to see how those things stack up. I think we might be in for a shootout, but I'm very happy to see a lot of the Hawks' best injured players coming back. We got Kensuke Kondo over there, and also legendary hitter Yuki Nagita should be making his way back into the lineup.
Looking at the Hawks lineup with every injured player finally back now, such as Yanagita plus Yamakawa, Kondo, you really just get a sense of just how overpowered the Hawks lineup has been all year, and how much more overpowered they could have been had Yanagita not gone down earlier in the season.
Yep, and also Ryusuke Kurihara, I should say, at the third base, has been having one of his best seasons. He's really come out this year. And, of course, Hotaki Yamakawa is leading the league in home runs and RBIs. So we got a high-powered offense here today with some great pitching, and let's see who wins out. As we have a little intro video here, you see the Mizuho Pepe Dome has been one of the most well-attended stadiums in all of MPB all season long. And yeah, the Hawks faithful are super excited for this playoff matchup. Should we get a bit of stadium audio? Is that something we can do? Let's see here as we try to ring that up.
Very football-esque running through the sparklers and fireworks.
Oh, there we go. I think we got something. Oh, it's coming. As the boys get ready here for the opening pitch, the Hawks are up 1-0 in the series. Or I believe the Climax Series has that special thing where the home team starts with a game in hand?
The number one in the league starts with a game in hand, yes.
So
Nippon Ham has to win 4, Hawks got to win 3.
There we go. Yeah, even though it is game 2, the Hawks are already kind of up technically 2-0. So let's see how that rolls. Takayuki Kai getting ready, also having himself a great season. That's kind of the thing with the Hawks this year. Basically, all their players are having some of the best seasons of their careers. It seemed like a bit of a team of destiny feel to it.
It seems we say that every year with the Hawks. Probably a massive credit to the Hawks coaching staff and also the talent they've been able to acquire over the years. For example, Yanagita was a developmental player when he first came up.
And we see here in the chat, got a lot of people going for the Fighters. We also got Luke Charles asking for the dates of the following games. We won't have any here on Pacific League TV, but we will have them on the Pacific League TV service. You can sign up for, I think, 1,500 yen a month, and you will get the rest of the Climax Series, though we don't carry the Japan Series, unfortunately. As we had a first pitch there that could have been better, but it's all good, funny games. How do you think you'd do on a first pitch? Would you try to throw a heater, or would you just try to lob it?
I'd probably just try and lob it.
Nah, I'm going heat. I'm going to go out swinging.
Yeah, but that's when you get the old 50-cent first pitch.
Oh, God. As Levan Monell is getting ready here, as we previously mentioned, basically the best starter in the Pacific League this season, leading the league in most every category, and if not, second place or third. Definitely having the best season of his career since moving to starter after being a reliever for many years. He definitely came through as the new ace for the Hawks. And Monelo's got a lethal fastball slider combination. Pretty much the only two things he throws, though he does have a bit of a curveball he works in there sometimes too.
Definitely compared to the prototypical Japanese pitchers, Moinello actually does stand out a bit with the fact he only has 4 pitches, primarily the fastball slider curveball combo, like you would see overseas, compared to the actual kitchen sink that, for example, Takayuki Kato will throw.
Yeah, we'll get around to Takayuki Kato. He throws basically every pitch you can imagine, and then some you've never even heard of.
And some known to Dolphins.
I bet he throws one out of the back of his hand just to change it up, just to screw with people.
Just switches to the other hand at times.
Yeah. Switch pitching. Let's go.
Still working on the audio here.
First pitch, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on a miss for strike number 1. Or whoop, we lost the feed for a moment here. And our leadoff batter is Chusei Manami, who takes another big hack. Was that the same? Okay, that was the same first strike. Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with the video here. Chusei Manami, one of the best players in Japan, also one of the best young players on the Fighters. You may have seen a lot of defensive highlights of him. He's got a wicked arm, as Manolo throws that big undulating curveball for ball number 1. So far in the playoffs here, though, Manami has been batting the lights out. He's hitting .375 with 2 home runs as he takes another swing and miss here for strike number 2. Oh, we're starting to hear something. Oh, and the horns come through. As there's another pitch down the dirt for ball number 2. Monello, an interesting case where he is a foreign player, but he's been in Japan so long that very soon he will count as a domestic player, which is great for team building and allows you to get even more foreign imports to your team. There's always a help. And the windup and the pitch, and that's a breaking ball swung on and fouled back as Manami stays alive for the at-bat.
Something very particular to Cuban players, especially, that they are allowed to go pro in Japan without having to defect, so they can play in both the Cuban National Series and Japan, and they come back quite often, year after year.
And the 2-2 pitch on the way is that's a breaking ball swung on, hit deep out to left field, going way back, and it just makes it over the wall. Was that over the wall? Did it bounce off? No, it looks like it is still a live ball. Yukio Shuto throws it over to third as Manami makes it down to second.
If I'm the Fighters manager, I think I'm making a request on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think I could be forgiven for thinking that was a home run. That looked like it went over the wall, but simply came back on him. Let's see here. Yeah, Manami's got a lot of power, and he gets that way out to left field. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, it hit the fence. Right
off the front.
You get it over the fence. So a man on second now to lead off here at the top of the first inning, as that brings Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate, I believe. It looks like Kiyomiya. Yeah, there we go. Breaking ball down to the dirt for ball number 1. Kiyomiya, interesting player, was a huge prospect coming out of high school, struggled a bit in his early career, and then was injured earlier this year. But since coming back from injury, he's been living up to the hype, being one of the better batters in the Pacific League, and hopefully he can carry that through here in the playoffs. Let's take a look there at Franmil Reyes. 1-0 pitch delivery on the way, and that's another breaking ball, big swing and a miss for strike number 1. As you see Moinello's curveball there, really having a big break. Oh, as we lose video again for just a moment. Oh, and we're back. Some technical difficulties here for today, but we'll fight through them. As people are starting to pour into the chat, and I'm very happy to have you all here as the 1-1 delivery is on the way. And that's a fastball foul back for strike number 2. As we see the away section fans here cheering. And the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's a slider head off to the side for a foul ball yet again. The 1-2 delivery coming along the way here. Kiyomiya looking to stay alive in this at bat. Move the runner over from scoring position. Manello with the delivery, and that's a fastball hit out to right field, and that will land in the center gap field. That'll definitely bring Manami home as Kiyomiya will round his way down to second. Shuto throws the ball, and Kiyomiya is in with a stand-up double. 1-0 here for the Fighters at the top of the first inning with no outs. They are off to as good a start as you could expect from a team.
One of the things with Monello is that, kind of typical of Western and non-Japanese pitchers, you don't want to let them get into their groove later into the game, so you want to jump on them early, and that is something the Fighters are doing very well right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Both batters making really strong contact, back-to-back leadoff doubles. And something we've seen with Manello in the past is that, as you were saying, he tends to either dominate the whole game or get shelled really early, and it looks like we're leaning a little bit more towards the latter here. Got a lot of people here cheering for the Fighters. Very happy about that. As the next batter up, Ariel Martinez, and there's a pitch, fastball inside for ball number 1. Playoff baseball bringing out the best of the fans here, as the fervent cheering fans are very happy to be here, and Ariel Martinez getting ready for another hack of the ball here. Martinez, is he Cuban or American, I believe? As he takes a big swing and a miss.
I believe he's Cuban.
Cuban stars all around here in Japan, as we said. See a big swing there. Martinez also another huge power bat. The Fighters have some of the best power bats at the top of their order. Franmil Reyes should be coming up next. He's been probably the best hitter in Japan through the second half of the season. The 1-1 delivery coming along the way here. And that is a big breaking ball, swung on, hit to third base. Kurihara collects it, throws it over to first. Will keep the runner at second, and that's 1 away here. And that brings up the aforementioned Franmil Reyes, the Franimal, having an absolute amazing second half of the season, as we said here, as we see a home run here from yesterday's game.
One of the benefits of these games taking place at the PayPay Dome is the fact that we have all the fancy borderline StatCast technology that SoftBank offers.
Yep. It is a truly immersive statistical experience, as we have Mr. Reyes getting ready here. Now, what's crazy about most of those stats is that they mostly came in the second half of the season. As I said, he really, really raked the second half as he hits a ball deep out to left field that's going way, 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 way back, but it is caught by Shuto at the warning track. Kiyomiya tags up, and Shuto throws it down to third, and he doesn't make it. Kiyomiya in at third base. So, while not exactly the result he was looking for, that is still a productive at-bat for Reyes, as we are now 2 away here with the man on third, and I believe the Fighters are still up 1-0. It feels like they're up 2-0 somehow already. Like, these batters have really been getting after it.
Well, after yesterday's power show from the Hawks, the Fighters might want to be getting in on it early.
And then we see Big Boss Shinjo. Very happy to have him around. One of the best personalities in the game. Said he would quit the Fighters job if the Fighters didn't make the playoffs this year, but happily they did, and he'll stick around. As that brings up our next batter here. And that's pitched and swung on a miss for strike number 1.
I'm sure that helped the Fighters players, play throughout the season, because everybody wants to see a league with Big Boss in it.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, the batter here is Yuya Gunji. Also a very productive bat. Like I said, the Fighters and the Hawks have been the 2 best teams in Japan, not just the Pacific League, all season long. So it's almost like a little all-star game here. At the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's a breaking ball down in the way for ball number 1. Not sure how well the sound is coming through on YouTube, but it is always beautiful to hear the Pacific League sounds of the horns and fans cheering their boys on. So we have the 1-1 delivery to Gunji here on the way. And that's a breaking ball just low and outside for ball number 2. I believe that's Manello working his changeup there. I would think probably going to go fastball now here soon to try and throw off the timing. 2-1 delivery on the way, as that's a... Oh, sorry, my video cut out for a second there, but it looked away for ball number 3. There we go, fastball. Three-one delivery on the way, as Gunji is showing great plate discipline here, not swinging at these very close away pitches. And the 3-1, and that's a curveball, definitely inside, down the middle there for strike number 2. Beautiful curveball. I love watching Manello pitch is always a treat, and I'm happy everyone gets to see it here today.
Really nice big break.
Could be doing better. Full count here on the way with 2 away and a man on third, top of the first inning. As he pitches, and that's a slider hit over to the side. Kurihara picks it up, whips it down to first base, and that'll end the inning. All things considered, the Hawks make it out relatively unscathed, only giving up 1 run here in the top of the first, and that will bring up the Hawks batting lineup. As we said, they've got plenty of power and could turn around right away. We could be in for quite the show today.
So for the fans in the chat, I do have some trivia that we will be playing throughout the night. That is a very loud lady.
Much louder than the stadium audio. Yeah, maybe there's something up at the stadium audio.
11月23日、30日の2日に分けて、
youth
九州、沖縄、山口でベースボールキッズ2024
Let's go sign up, Jimbo. Maybe they'll let us.
法律事務所を開催します。
Hello, I'm 12.
現役選手による
I've never
野球
been
指
to
導や
Japan,
トークショーなど
so
の
I'm
イベントが
technically a
盛りだくさん。
child.
小学
I
生
have
なら
0
どなたで
years
も
in
無料で
Japan.
参加可能です。締め切りは10月30日水曜日まで。詳しくはベースボールキッズ2024でご確認ください。
And that's something nice about MPB. There's a lot of community involvement. The teams are
Yeah,
very
for sure.
involved in the local community.
So, but for the trivia tonight, the Hawks catcher, Takuya Kai, you look back into this. One of his current teammates once ended his high school season on a complete game shutout. One of his current teammates on the Hawks. Your hint? He's no longer a pitcher.
Yuki Inagita.
Wouldn't shock me, honestly.
Just throwing it out there. Shot in the dark.
If it was Yanagita, I'd probably say perfect game or no-hitter.
Yeah, for sure.
He's that guy.
Takayuki Kato coming up here. As we said, a bit of a magician with the ball. Doesn't have a very good fastball, but has great command and a lot of funky breaking stuff. You will forgive me for saying a lot of breaking ball instead of actually pointing out what he's throwing, because I can't tell. There's way too much going on here. As we see, man, 3 home runs hit in yesterday's game. My goodness. As that brings up Jeter Downs, the new leadoff man for the Hawks. As that's a fastball right down the middle for strike number 1.
The interesting thing about Jeter Downs is that, a lot of people think, if something's not going your way, when you're playing MLB, you can just go overseas. Well, the overseas teams have to want you, and they have to see something in you, and I really wonder, what does SoftBank see in Jeter Downs? What are they seeing that, other teams might not be seeing?
They see the name Jeter, and that he wears number 2, and that he kind of stands like Derek Jeter. That's good enough for me, personally. Oh, where's number 4? My mistake. As he hits that out to left field, and that lands in the inner zone, and he gets on board right away with the leadoff man on first now.
Dare I say, Jeter-esque. And in the chat, yes, this is the official channel. the English channel.
Yeah, we do actually. There are technically 2 channels. There's the official Japanese channel too, which you can always check out. But why do that? If you're here, you're probably here for English stuff, and that's what we're the place for it. As that'll bring up. Let me see over here. What do we got? Yes, legendary Yuki Nagita coming into at bat. Missed most of the season with injury and just made it back for the postseason as he misses a fastball high and outside for strike number 1. Yanagita, many-time All-Star, I think about 10 times, and a couple-time Japan Series MVP. One of the greatest players in Japanese baseball history, and probably the greatest talk of all time. He gets ready for the 0-1 delivery, and he just, half fouls, half bunts that down the line, and then they throw it over to first base. He advances the runner, but is out. Something almost like a sack hit there. Not intentional.
With Yanagita, I'll just say, if we had this channel 10 years ago, every comment on the channel would be about Yanagita. When's he coming overseas? When's he going overseas? Which is how elite he was during the 2010s and how elite he continues to be.
Yeah, there are some people who always refer to him as the Japanese Mike Trout. Definitely a similar level of talent and production. As that brings up Ryuta Kurihara here. Or is it Ryuta? I'm very bad with Japanese. Ryoya, there we go. And as you said, having one of his best seasons, and has been a playoff hero for the Hawks in the past, as the first pitch is a slider, it looks like. High, okay, just high and inside for ball number 1. And the 1-0 delivery on the way with a 1-man out and a man on second here in the bottom of the first. As Kato sets up for a breaking ball high and inside for strike number 1. And that looked awfully similar to where the last ball was, but it did look better coming through. 1-1 delivery on the way here to Kurihara. And he takes a huge swing and miss for strike number 2.
With Kurihara, I want to say it's not necessarily a breakout season. His last couple of seasons, he hasn't had complete playing time. His last full season was 2021 prior to this season, and very similar numbers in that 2021 season, but I think his defense has been a lot better this year, allowing him to put in career-high WAR up for the Hawks.
He's also, I found, as a Hawks viewer, he comes through in the clutch a lot. He was the reason for a lot of big wins down the stretch. There's the 1-2 delivery. He pulls that very hard and deep to the right side, and it lands just foul outside of home run territory. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that was so close to the yard. I've been saying recently on the podcast, I feel like he could sort of be the spiritual successor to Yanagita once he retires, because Yanagita is getting up there in age. As the 1-2 delivery is coming around here. Kato sets up. And it's a breaking ball hit out to right field, and then it's collected by Monami. You don't run on Monami. We've seen that many times here on the Marathon Pacific League TV and the live English broadcast we do. Monami, the most electric arm in all of Japanese baseball. Not all of baseball. You might get a chance to see it today, but probably not, because teams are pretty well versed that you don't even try to run on him. Yeah,
I think we've seen it on the Midnight Matinee. We've seen it on Baseball for Breakfast. I think we've seen it on some of the emergency broadcasts we've done. It just happens. You just don't run.
And league home run and RBI champion Hotaki Yamakawa coming up here. The big free agent signing in the offseason for the Hawks coming over from the Lions. After having a very poor season last year due to injury. He's come back in a big way here for the Hawks. And first pitch, and that's high and outside for ball number 1, though he almost swung on it.
Also, yeah, you don't risk Monami's arm knowing that Yamakawa's up next, because that was yesterday.
Yeah. No, yeah, Yamakawa, the top slugger in all of Japan for both leagues. And the 1-0 delivery from Kato coming on the way, and that's a breaking ball grounded through the field and left as Jeter Downs is making his way around third. There's going to be a play at the plate as he slides head first for run number 1. The Hawks have padded up as Yamakawa picks up yet another RBI. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first.
The replay showed a home run, but hey, we'll take a infield single. We're just through the infield.
Whatever gets the runners, right?
Known slap hitter, Yamakawa.
Known high average running to first guy. As we see very impassioned batting coach there. Not so much from the manager. So 2 away with the man on first here, as that will bring up, let me check my lineup here, I believe Mr. Kensuke Kondo. Waiting to actually see, I might be incorrect, but there he is. Oh my goodness, he hit that super deep, way out to left field, big bang home run as he gets it out to right field, I should say. Kensuke Kondo picks up his first home run of the postseason. The former fighter wastes no time in getting revenge on his former club as he extends the Hawks lead out to 3-1. As I said, we might be in for a fireworks show. My goodness, I didn't even have time to get ready to call that home run. That was an absolute moonshot. First pitch. The broadcast haven't even shown Kondo was at bat yet.
Everybody knew that Kondo was a great player when he went over to the Hawks in free agency, but I don't think anybody expected the absolute power surge that he's had in his 2 years there compared to his time with the Fighters.
Yeah, not only the power surge, I mean, he's always been a high average, high on base guy, but this year he's just been otherworldly, very likely the MVP, and you see why there. My God, what a cannon shot. And yeah, that lands deep in right field. Not even a chance that wasn't going to be a home run. As that brings up Kenta Imami. Oh, no, that's Take. Is that Imami or Takayuki Kai?
That's Mamiya.
There we go. Mamiya, one of the best, also had a home run yesterday, which is a bit out of the ordinary for him. Definitely one of the best shortstops in the Pacific League. The interesting thing about Imamiya is that I feel like he'd be a perennial Gold Glove guy if he didn't play in the Pacific League, because we've got so many good shortstops in the Pacific League, like Sosuke Genda and Kuribayashi, that it's hard to stand out. But we made another big swing here for a foul ball, and that brings the count to 2-1. Broadcast just coming along at breakneck speed here. We can't keep up with everything.
We might set a record for the quickest Fighters game ever on live. They always go on long.
And so 1 and 2 on the way here as Imamiya chokes up for a breaking ball down the middle for strike number 2. I mean, here are the fans very much in support of Imamiya. The PayPay Dome has been the most well-attended stadium in all of Japanese baseball this year. The fans have been really coming out for this team. It's the 2-2 delivery on the way as Imamiya hits that out to left field, but that's grabbed by Gunji to bring an end to the inning for the Hawks. Coming around here to the top of the second, we've got a ball game going on now. It's 3-1, as that'll bring up the middle of the Fighters' order.
And then as we go to the next inning, if you remember my trivia question, Takuya Kai, the Hawks catcher, his high school season was ended by a complete game shutout by one of his current teammates. That teammate was Kenta Imamiya, former pitcher.
Oh boy. I do my best with the Japanese names, but I'm looking at the name of the next guy coming up. Just let me try it. I need to see it. I'm looking at it right now on my phone, but I really want to see this on a jersey. This name's wild. And as we have a little inning break here, everyone in the chat, sound off from where you're from. We love to see how international our audience is and how we help grow the game for everybody. And let's see where we got people coming in from today. It's interesting. You're saying you weren't quite sure what Jeter Downs brought to the team, but I mean, he had a great first inning there, got on base, and then made his way around the base paths at a pretty expeditious speed. Obviously, couldn't outrun Monami, but I don't think there's a human being who can.
Always interested with the amount of foreign talent that's out there that is most likely willing to play overseas. How do they pick and choose and sort through, who they're interested in?
As the leadoff man here, I'm going to give a shot at the huge curveball high for strike number one. As I'd love to see what the break on that was. And Daigo Kami Kawabata. There we go. Hey, I did pretty good on that. As he hits it over to the right side as Jeter Downs misses it, and Yanagita collects it in second. Again, the leadoff man is on first for the Fighters. This is going to be a high offense game. As Kami Kawabata, it's actually not that bad now that I'm saying quickly. Kami Kawabata gets on base. That's a fun name to say. Daigo Kami Kawabata. Moinello having a lot of struggles here. And let's see who we got. We got people from Slovenia, Indonesia, UK.
Slovenia is a new one.
Man, we got a lot of we got everyone here. Netherlands, nice. And that brings our next batter to the plate. I probably should have been looking at that instead of the chat. That is Mr. And that's a ball, strike low and away for strike number one.
Miguel in the chat from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Amish country. Always fun going out there. Mets profile picture, though, in Lancaster. That's interesting. I'm going to need a minute.
As it's Tatsuki Maski coming up here to the plate. And the 0-1 delivery on the way. That's a fastball high and inside for ball number one. Ooh, got someone here from Phoenix, Arizona. That's got to be a brutal early time for you. 1-1 delivery on the way here. As Moinello sets up. And fastball high and outside for ball number two. Ooh, Hanoi, Vietnam. Wow. I think we have almost every continent here. We just need someone from Africa, and we've really rounded it out.
Now I'm just wondering, when do we get somebody from Antarctica? I wouldn't doubt it, though.
Oh, yeah. Then what else do you got to do? Watch some Japanese baseball, man. 2-1 delivery on the way here. Ooh, Didac from Barcelona. I don't know if it's okay for me to say it like that, but as my understanding, that's how you're supposed to say it.
Chad, are we cooked?
Penguins watching NPB. 2-1 delivery on the way from Moinello Tomaski. Moinello taking his time. No pitch clock here in Japan, as he has a breaking ball. Big swing and a miss there for strike number two. Oh, Australia from Tasmania. All right, nice. Trying to remember, there's a sports team in Tasmania, I know, but I'm totally blanking on it now. But nice.
Do you remember what sport they played?
Probably cricket. Was what's his name from Tasmania? Is Ricky Ponting from Tasmania? If I got that right, he's probably really happy. If I didn't, I'm sorry. 2-2 delivery on the way here that's high and outside, way high and outside for ball number three. Hey, yes, I got the Ricky Ponting thing right. Nice. I'm not going to go too into cricket because I will fall down a hole and we will not get back. All right, 3 full count delivery here with a man on first and none away in the top of the second. As Moinello gets ready from the stretch once more, and he throws a pickoff move over down to first just to keep the runner honest.
Earlier we mentioned if Moinello just up and switched hands while pitching, and just double checking my stat sheet about him, he is a switch batter when he plays in Cuba.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
So it's possible.
That'd be cool to see. He's like, all right, I'm having bad luck with my left today. Let's go to the right. as Muskie fouls that off to the left side, keeping alive in the at-bat. That was a pretty good-looking pitch, just getting the inside of the plate there. Definitely a good defensive swing for Muskie. Something interesting I noticed watching Japanese sports compared to American, and this applies to baseball, soccer, sumo, and professional wrestling even. There seems to be a lot more female fans in the stands than in America, where it's a very male-dominated thing. There's a huge breaking ball and a big swing and a miss for Muskie. That'll be the first half of the inning. You see, I think that was his slider or his curve. It's hard to tell even coming out of the hand. Very similar action, but they break violently in different directions.
I just think when it comes to Japanese sports in general, it seems that almost every sport just has a massive amount of fans. Even ones you really wouldn't expect with a live audience, here in the United States, they tend to have huge audiences for, like, everything. Even professional bowling, which kind of shocked me when I saw that.
Actually, bowling, I've noticed a weird thing in Japan when I looked into Japanese bowling, that it's like the women's professional league is a lot more popular than men's, which is a totally opposite development from here in America. As the next batter up here is coming to the plate, Moinello gets ready for the first pitch, and he fouls that off to the left side. And that batter is, nope, it's not Takayuka Kai. Come on, phone. It's Yuya Tamiya. Yuya Tamiya, I should say.
I only know about the bowling league because I went to Mint, the Japanese trading card store, and I bought a mystery box, hoping to get some NPB cards. They gave me a sealed box of P-League, the bowling league cards, as my mystery gift.
That's kind of cool. I actually think that's cool.
I got an autograph of some lady whose gimmick is she bowls with two hands.
Okay, like me. Nah, man, bowling with two hands rocks, man. I probably just started some sort of fight in the chat by saying that. There's some people who hate two-handed bowlers. But we have Australians here, and they should support Belmo. No, I'm going to get off into bowling now. All right, so 0-2 is the count, and we got a man on first and one away here. Oh, we got someone in from Long Beach, California. Welcome. What's up with whoever that? Did anyone else see that? The guy with the black eyes? 0-2 delivery on the way as he slaps that just over Yamakawa's head, and that'll roll deep into right. Whatever his name is, rounds over to third. I knew I would get caught in the air with that name at some point. I think I got close enough. As we see here, it was a slider that he just slaps, and it bounces way over Yamakawa's head. As we got another Australian here in the chat. Very good, man. We got a good, nice, healthy amount of Australians going on here. So one away with a man on first and second, as that will bring up, let's see here on the lineup card, Go Matsumoto. I believe batting champion from last year. Again, one of the better fighters hitters, batting in the 9th spot, I think, to be the bottom of the order spark plug. Had a bit of a down year this year. I think he missed some time due to injury, but always a threat to bat well, and plays the field very well. As Moinello trying to work his way out of a jam here. Again, runners on third and second with one away. And a very accomplished batter coming up here at bat. As the first pitch is on the way, and that's a fastball way down to the dirt, as Kai has to jump on that for ball number one. Oh yeah, that's interesting. PRG Hedgehog pointing out that the fighters were in last year, and that's crazy to think about with how much talent they had, but they had a crazy run of losing one-run games. But you think, obviously, you see now that that's kind of bad luck more than anything else, now that they've made their way all the way to the finals here. And yes, Kai Kuch, the carp implosion, 1-0 pitch. As Matsumoto skies that deep out to right field. Shuto and Yanagita tracking it. Shuto makes the catch, and he will make the play towards home, but he will not have enough time as Damakawa scores, bringing the score to 3-2 here in the top of the second. And yeah, we don't like to talk too much about the other league, but I don't know. But some of you may have seen the Hiroshima Carp had a absolutely legendary implosion to their season. It was horrific, frankly. I feel quite bad. I know they have a lot of English fans, and that's pretty brutal. Kami Kawabata. All right, thank you, Pierre. It was the Daigo on the front end messing me up. I was like, okay, I'll just put it all together. Two away with a man on second here, as I believe that brings up Chusei Manami back at bat, looking to replicate his double from his first time out. As he skies it straight up into the air, that should be easily collected by Yamakawa. And it is, bringing it into the top of the second inning. Regretting that, definitely looked like a pitch he could have jumped on. But here, going into the middle of the second inning, it is 3-2 Hawks. And yeah, we have quite the fire show going on here. Let's see if the Hawks can add to their lead.
Yeah, I have to think about how Monel was in between a bit of a rock and a hard place. Former batting champion at the plate, and then Chusei Manami right after him.
Still, again, to get out of that with only one run given up, like last inning, kind of good. I mean, kind of the best result you can hope for in some ways, other than obviously giving up none. But a pretty good job. As we have a little inning break here, we'd like to remind everyone that if you'd like to watch the rest of the series, you can subscribe to Pacific League TV for only 1,500 yen a month, which is about $15 US, I think, or Canadian, either way. You get to watch the rest of the Pacific League series, and also can catch up on games you may have missed if you want to spend the off-season checking out games from your favorite team.
Archives dating back to 2011.
Maybe watch some of those legendary. I would go back and watch some of those great Yanagita seasons. Like, man, he's like batted like 375 one season, I think. Like, absolute, like, superstar. Manello not looking very happy, but I think all things considered, I mean, it's not gone well, but it could have gone much worse. I think he should just try to keep a positive mind and keep going out there. As that should bring on Tomiya Masaki for the Hawks. I just realized I said he was a fighter earlier. Oh, it's because I got him mixed up with Tatsuki Mizuno. My mistake. Just like pause as I said that name. I was like, I said that earlier, didn't I? It's also very cool that every team has their own personalized, you hear the fans doing a personalized chant for Masaki as the first pitch misses high for ball number 1. One delivery on the way, as that's a slider inside for ball number 2. Or something close enough to a slider. Like I said, I'm just going to say what it kind of looks like. You see there with the Pepe Dome, we have the all the pitch type. He's just got too many, as he has another ball down in low down the middle for strike number 1. Pink is a cutter. Okay. There's 2 pinks. Well, pink and purple. Anyway. 2-1 delivery on the way here, as that's a breaking ball hit deep out to left field, and he'll definitely get on base with that. Probably going to make his way around to second base as they throw it over to second. That's a stand-up double for Misaki to lead off the bottom of the second. And so now I think with both innings, both leadoff men getting on right away, and it's just turning into a bit of a hitting derby here between the Fighters and Hawks, which is, yeah, exactly what I expected, as I said at the beginning of the broadcast, is that'll bring Takayuka Kai to the plate. Kai, longtime Hawk, also a developmental player, and having also one of his better seasons. Again, like I keep saying, you can kind of say that about all the Hawks this year. Good defensive catcher with some decent power at the plate as he lays down a bunt and it goes way back. Trying to get the sac bunt to move the runner over to third here.
Something interesting about Kai is that for as good as he's been and just how elite he's been as a catcher, when he first got drafted, he actually believed that he didn't even have a chance at being a professional baseball player. After his high school days, he thought it was time for him to start looking for a job or, go to trade school or something. He thought he had no chance playing professional baseball.
And then I believe he was in a developmental league where a scout saw him and was like, look, man, you got a chance here, honestly. Like, come on down to Fukuoka. We'll put you on the farm for a bit.
His high school coach believed in him and invited out the Kyushu-based SoftBank scout.
Oh, there we go. So perfect, beautiful bunt down the first base line. Kai will be out, but that will move the runner over from third. Some of you may know from our previous broadcast, I love bunting. Bunting is the most beautiful thing in baseball. And to see a perfect bunt like that is just almost as good as seeing a home run. Well, not going to lie, home runs are better, but bunting rocks. And that's something I love about the Japanese game. Bunting is still a part of the game. I can't remember the last time I saw a bunt in a American game.
First time I watched an American League game before the DH in the National League, I saw like 3 sack bunts in the game, and I was like, what is this? It's just, what are you people talking about?
Yukio Shudo coming up to the plate, the league's stolen base leader. Also having a bit of a breakout season after being a platoon player for his first couple seasons. Now a regular starter, still hitting. His hitting's coming around, and his base stealing is like, just totally at a loss for words. He is a speedster on the track, and also in terms of base running technique, just an absolute master. He could very easily turn a walk into man on first and second and third here. He's also got a bit of pop in the bat. You won't really see that in the home run numbers, but there we go. As he hits that out to right field, but that'll just fall foul. Seems like he was trying to show off for me there. One delivery here on the way with a one man out, a man on third. And the pitch, breaking ball high and outside for ball number 2. I think the reason they moved Shudo over from the leadoff spot to the 9 is, of course, as we talked about, being that sort of secondary leadoff man, but also they probably want to get Jeter down some more at bats to kind of see really what they've got there with him. Interesting to have a developmental move like that in the playoffs, but, why not? Take the risk. 2-1 delivery on the way here as he pops that deep out to right field. Will that land in the gap or will Monami collect it? Monami will collect it. We'll get a chance to see that arm as he whips it down to first, or home, I should say. But it was far too deep, and the runner does score, extending the Hawks' lead out here in the bottom of the second to 4-2. I mean, if Monami made that throw, he probably wouldn't be human. That's like that would be some straight cyborg behavior. Shuto coming out here might be making a pitching change because Kato, 4 runs in 2 innings definitely isn't the way he was looking to have his playoffs go. So you see here Shuto getting a very nice sac fly.
Yeah, with 2 outs, they're already doing a pitcher change.
Jeter Downs did get on base first time around, so it's probably just to try to stop the hemorrhaging, I'd imagine. As the fighters go to the bullpen, let's take a look here at who will come out. Also, yeah, like Eder Rodriguez pointing out that Shudo does have sort of like a Jay Idol thing going on. He really does. That very chiseled jaw. And let's see here. I'm going to pull up my handy-dandy scorecard, see if we can figure out who's coming out here. As Jeter Downs coming out to the plate, and the pitcher warms up. Very ominous silence as we hear the ball and mitt collide. And total silence here. As Nabatake comes to the plate, or comes to the mound, I should say. Sorry. Tsubasa Nabatage. Just trying to get a quick scouting report on him. 6-year pro for the Fighters. Mostly just kind of a spot guy. Only had his first real season with the club here, where he's had 10 holds, or 9 holds, I should say. So definitely kind of just a guy coming in here to stop the bleeding, I think. Probably won't get too much game time. Like Eugene pointing out here, imagine the pressure of being named Jeter. As that's a first pitch fouled off there for a strike. Are the fans saying Jeter, but like Jita? Is that the chant there?
Most of the fan groups and cheering groups tend to have a like a song they just drop in and out for the new foreign players, and then the following season they tend to get their own.
Okay, that makes sense. There's the 1-1 delivery on the way here to Jeter Downs. And that's a breaking ball low and outside for ball number 2. Two-one delivery on the way here as Jeter takes a huge swing and a miss at a ball high and inside for strike number 2. Yeah, he was looking to go a yard with that. My goodness, what a swing. And the 2-2 delivery on the way here as he will get the same ball and cranks it out to left field, easily falling down as he doesn't round the way to second and stops at first base. You know, one of the advantages American commentators have that we don't get here on the broadcast is they can see the whole field while they're doing it. So trying to play a bit of guesswork with fielding sometimes. Or running, I should say.
Also, the entire office staff behind them.
Yeah, that too. There's a nice bit of hitting there from Jeter Downs. I mean, you said, what does he bring to the plate? Well, it's 2 hits and 2 at-bats here. So looks like a solid hitter.
Looking in the chat, the new Pro Spirits is not out yet, I don't think. Unless it is, and I'm late.
I've seen people posting about it. As the first pitch is
it's out.
blown inside to Nagita. Now, is there a way we can get it in North America? Or you just
It's
have
on
to
Steam.
Oh, it's on Steam. Ooh, all right. If you don't mind me, I'll be leaving the broadcast now. 1-0 delivery on the way here to Yanagita, as that's a cutter high and outside for ball number 2. Pretty high pressure situation here for the young reliever, facing off against one of Pacific League's most legendary batters in a playoff game here, with a man on first and 2 outs as he misses high and outside again, bringing it to 3 balls and no strikes. As I just noticed, the live chat is over 100 people. So happy to have so many of you here for our first playoff baseball broadcast, as that's a fastball high down the middle for strike number 1. Three-one delivery on the way here to Inagita. And he hits that to the right, and it gets through the infield into the glove of Monami. And there's now man on first and second here with 2 away in the bottom of the second.
Once again, with the Hawks lineup, there really is no breaks at all, period, for a pitcher. Because now he's got to go after Kurihara, and after that, Yamakawa.
And then after that, Kondo.
And then after that, and then after that.
It really sucks, man. Like if I were a pitcher against the Fires, I would have many sleepless nights going into the game. As Kurihara coming up to bat here. Again, 2 out with first on second as he gets a breaking ball down and outside for ball number 1. Or strike number 1, I should say, sorry. Only 1 hit so far for Kurihara in the postseason, but it was a home run. As he gets ready for the 0-1 delivery here. And that's a breaking ball down and in, and Kurihara takes a huge swing and a miss for strike number 2. Oh, the 4th ball, actually, now that we're seeing the replay there. I think I saw something weird on Kurihara's shoulders, and that's a fastball high and inside for ball number 1. If we get another look at the batter here, can you tell me what the green patch on his shoulder says?
Yeah, saw it earlier.
Maybe it's Ncast, but the A kind of looks like an E. As Navatame gets ready for the 1-2 delivery. The catcher sets up inside, and Kurihara takes a big swing and a miss at a high inside fastball, and so that'll bring an end to the inning. Fighters make it out again with some bleeding, but it could have been a lot worse as they will come around to the top of the 3rd inning here with the Hawks up 4-2. I believe we should be getting another inning here of Levan Moinello. Oh, yeah, that does look like him on the mound. No need to switch that out. It's been strange how the stadium mic picks up the sound of the ball hitting the catcher's mitt so crisply compared to the thousands of screaming fans.
Gotta make sure the mitt mic is turned up to 11.
As we see here, even though they are down, the Fighters faithful really coming along and singing for their boys. Those are some crazy flags they're waving there. That's awesome. And the first batter up here is Kiyomiya, who takes a huge swing and a miss at a slider low and inside for strike number 1. Kiyomiya got things started here at the top of the 1st when he picked up an RBI. As the 0-1 delivery is on the way, and he chops that just foul to the right side. O2 delivery on the way as Moinello has another slider just miss off the plate for ball number 1. 1-2 delivery along the way as Kiyomiya hits it deep out to right field, but that should be caught at the warning track by Shuto, and it is one away here in the top of the third. Something that is nice to see from Kiyomiya from developmental perspective is that he's getting a lot of good contact now, not just striking out a lot early in his career. And it's good to see the highly touted prospect coming along much better this year. As I believe that'll bring Ariel Martinez to the plate, fellow Cuban next to Levan Moinello.
Interesting career for Martinez. Was originally with Chunichi, but two-time All-Star with the Fighters, really just having the best part of his career with the Fighters, and he's already stated a few times to the Japanese media that he's committed to not only playing but staying in Japan.
As the 1-0 delivery on the way was a big curveball that Martinez just fouled off to the left side. Maybe Martinez can become the new Alfredo de Spagna, but better, possibly. 1-1 delivery on the way as Martinez skies that out deep to left field, going way back, but doesn't quite make it to the warning track as Misaki collects it for the second out of the inning.
Speaking of Despaigne, he was the player that really helped Levan Moinello adapt to life in Japan. They hung out a lot together earlier in Moinello's career when Despaigne was still playing, and really showed him, around the country and just, how to just live in Japan. Really helped him adapt, he said.
As Panaman Franmel Reyes coming up here. Fastball apparently just missing on the outside for ball number 1. One-0 delivery on the way as that's a curveball that swings into the strike zone right at the end there for strike number 1. That huge undulating curveball from Moinello is the 1-1 delivery on the way here to Reyes. And that's another big curveball as Reyes takes a huge swing and a miss for strike number 2. One-two delivery on the way here. We've got none on and 2 away at the top of the third. As Moinello pitches a fastball, just big swing and a miss by Reyes to get another strikeout, and that'll bring an end to the inning for the Fighters. After 2 innings, having some success against Moinello, they go down 1-2-3 here at the top of the third, as the Hawks still lead 4-2. Now, looking at the scoreboard, I'm thinking back to that Kondo home run. I really wish I just had a little more time to call that, because it really came out of nowhere, but was such a beautiful home run. As I believe we will have a Kurihara, Yamakawa, and Kondo coming up here. Okay, bit of a murderer's row, but that's everyone. Oh, no, wait. Kurihara struck out last time, so it should be Yamakawa, Kondo, and Imamiya. Moinello looking in better spirits there, as the stuff was coming through that inning. Oh, and it just occurred to me, are we going to have another pitching change from the Fighters, or are they going to get another inning out of Nabatame? What's doing here?
Looks like we're still using Nabatame.
You see there's a lot of Hawks fans here wearing their special summer jerseys, that yellow and white one. Thinking about maybe trying to order one of those myself this year. It's a pretty cool look. As the broadcasters are doing something weird there. As Otaki Yamakawa comes up to the plate. Singled for an RBI his last time out. And not exactly what he's known for, but he'll take it. As Nabatame gets ready for the pitch, and Yamakawa chops that to the backstop for strike number 1. 0-1 delivery on the way here. As he jacks that deep out to left field, but that is just going to hook foul for a foul ball. But definitely would have been home run in terms of how well that was hit. It's been good to see how much the Fukuoka faithful have embraced Yamakawa so far this year, as the 0-2 delivery comes on the way, and he takes a huge swing and a miss for strike number 3, his first strikeout of the game, as we now have a man down in the bottom of the third. And we have Eugene Levy asking if we can make the... Or no, we had a man dude asking if we can make the crowd noise better. We're trying. It's a bit of a finicky system balancing it between us and the crowd, but yeah, we did our best. It's a lot better than it was when the broadcast started. It's Kondo coming up here as he just immediately first pitch. Oh, almost gets that through the pitcher, but Nabatame collects it and throws it over to first. Quick out here from Kondo. 2 pitches, 1 home run, and 1 out. So that's an effective way to get through the game. As Kenta Amamiya comes up to the plate. Should be a quick inning here as Nabatame throws, and that's seems like a changeup just inside for ball number 1. And the next pitch is just outside for strike number 1. Or low, yeah, high and away. Got so many screens, so many things to look at here. So 1-1 delivery up on the way. Nabatame making quick work here as Imamiya hits it right back up the middle through the infield, and he will get on board with the single. As I just noticed, actually, we've been broadcasting for a little over an hour. So happy to have so many of you here with us today on our first playoff broadcast, as we are coming through the game in the bottom of the third here with 2 away and 1 on base. Hopefully next year we'll get to do even more playoff games, but your support is always appreciated, as unfortunately the end of the season is coming around, but we hope to do much more next season. As Mosky comes up to the plate and immediately skies that straight up into the infield. Should be easily collected by the shortstop. And it is, bringing an end to the end of the third inning. For the first time in the game, both teams held to 0 runs here in the third, as we have gotten through the first third of the game. And it's 6 a.m. here on the East Coast. Again, so happy to have so many of you here. Let's get around to the top of the fourth. Hawks up 4-2. And yes, at the moment, Eugene, this is the only playoff game we have scheduled, but you can always catch the rest of the Japanese commentary on Pacific Week TV. But still, it's really nice that we're able to get even one game here in the English commentary for free for the fans to help grow the game and show you guys all the beauty of Japanese baseball. Personally, I've been watching a lot more. I fell into a bit of a lapse with American baseball, but these playoffs have really got me back in it. And it's still a lot of fun, but I still just really appreciate the pureness, as it were, proverbially speaking, of the Japanese game. You know, no pitch clock, a lot more small ball, bunting. It's all that good stuff, all that classic baseball stuff. And, of course, some of the best fans in the world.
One of the things I really like about the sport over in Japan is that when you go into the city that team plays... Excuse me, as I have an issue. Gotta clear my throat. As you go into the cities that these teams play in, The players are really all over the city. You see them on the side of buildings. You walk into a convenience store there. You see their face all over products. You see, the sports newspapers, the one that's sold out, at the newspaper stand. They really do come out and support their teams.
Yep, even the Lions, who are the worst team in the league this year by a wide margin, by an ocean's gulf, still had really good fan attendance and fan support, and it's great to see that it's not like in America where the bad teams really get no support from their fans. It's a huge swing on the first pitch. I didn't even have time to look at who the batter was, but that'll fall easily into the gloves of Maski for the first out of the inning.
With the Lions, the walk to the Lions Stadium, where you got to go down this main shopping street just full of Lions banners, and like banners saying all for Saitama and all this. It's such a really cool location and a way to get to a stadium.
Yeah, I really want to go to the Balloonadome when I come over. That's the guy whose name I can't say. I'll get around to it in a second. That's a curveball low and outside for strike number 1. Kamikawa Bada. I have to look at it.
I knew you could do it.
There's no way I'm ever just remembering that. As the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's the fastball high and outside for ball number 1. I do like Daigo as a first name, though. Kamikawa Bada is a lot harder to remember, but Daigo is pretty good. Clean, efficient.
Always reminds me of the pro Street Fighter player.
Oh, true. As the 1-2 delivery is a slider just high and outside for strike number 2. See, that's a really nice pitch, just on the outside there. I mean, you can maybe even argue that was a ball, but perfectly placed there. As the 1-2 delivery to Kamikawa Ball comes up, and he grounds it over to shortstop. Imamiya picks it up, flips it over to first for the second out of the inning. And yeah, the more I say it, it's not that saying Kamikawa Bada is difficult. It's just remembering it. I just see him. I'm like, there's the guy with the long name. As that brings up to the plate, Tatsuki Mizuno, I believe. Did I get the Tatsuki right? Am I just making stuff up? That is Tatsuki Mizuno. There we go. And the big curveball low and outside for strike number 1. Yeah, Monello definitely finding his groove with the breaking ball now. Oof, beautifully placed. The 0-1 delivery on the way here is a fast slider low and outside. Huge swing and a miss for strike number 2. Yeah, when you see Monello's on his game like this and finally getting into the groove, it's easy to see why he was the best pitcher in the Pacific League all season long. As the 0-2 delivery on the way, fastball low and outside for ball number 1.
Such an interesting and kind of old school career for Monello so far, where in 2020 he led the league in holds, he was the relief pitcher of the year, and then, later on in his career now he's a starter, and one of the best starters going forward.
Yeah, absolutely elite setup man for a while there, as he causes a pop-up out to second base, easily collected by Jeter Downs to end the inning. Quick 3-up, 3 down there for Levi Monello at the top of the 4th inning. And after having a lot of fireworks through the first 2, the last 2 innings have been a lot quicker and a lot less showy. As we're coming down to the bottom of the 4th here with the Hawks still up 4-2.
For Monello, while pitch count is not, gospel in the NPB like it is, overseas in America, he does have a very low pitch count going through the 5 innings right now. But or the 4 innings, but if they don't, start laying off pitches and stop with these early outs, he could honestly just throw a complete game. And he's done it before. He's done it multiple times this season.
But do you think they'd go with that strategy here in the playoffs? Might be more. Then again, save your bullpen for the next game. Are there supposed to be pig ears? Because that's the vibe I get from them, and that's weird. It seems like they're going with the cat thing with the paws, but they look like pig ears to me. I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to be bats? Is that a thing?
Not sure. Don't keep up with the
the cheerleader.
A little more so SoftBank's cheerleading. I did see that a lot of the teams have applications opening up right now. So if anyone in the chat's interested, feel free.
I would be a great SoftBank cheerleader. I would crush. Literally, I would probably.
You ever see the male cheermasters in Korea?
No,
where they're up on stage dancing and cheering.
Oh, that sounds terrific, man! I wish I was that guy. Yeah, Pierre does point out that the fighters do have the fox motif with their cheerleaders. I mean, they have the fox song there, so that's easy to identify. I don't know what these pig bat ear things are. As Takyu Kakai coming up to lead off the bottom of the fourth here. Chops that ball. Oh, goodness. Ball, foul, left side. There we go. I got it.
One of the interesting things that I like about Kai is that he wears number 19, not only in honor of the all-time great catcher Katsuya Nomura. Nomura was the one who actually told him that he wanted him to wear his number 19.
That's pretty cool as he takes a huge swing and a miss there for strike number 2. Nabatame has been pretty effective here coming in the game and helping hold the Hawks down to much less success than the starter did. I'm totally blanking on who that was for a second there. 0-2 delivery on the way down to the dirt for ball number 1.
2 runs, not insurmountable, especially for a team that won both the games in the previous stage while coming back. While being down early, so fighters could come back late again in the game and win this one.
And also, while the Hawks were the best team in the league this year, as the 1-2 delivery comes along the way and Kai chops it foul once again, while the Hawks were definitely the best team in the league all year, the only team they had a losing record against was the Fighters, so they are a bit of a kryptonite team for them.
Yeah, the entire Pacific League this year did seem it was more so the Fighters and the Hawks just wailing on everybody else and then struggling against each other.
Oh, and then while the Lions got wailed on by everyone else. Worth pointing out. 1-2 delivery here to Kai on the way as he lays off a really good fastball high and outside for ball number 2. Two-two delivery on the way here from Nabatame as he fastball right down the middle. Kai totally woofed on that to strike out first batter of the inning. Not sure what Kai didn't see there. That seemed on the money as it could be. Nabatame probably feeling like he got away with a bit there.
With the catchers batting, my having conversations with some people, my dad always makes the point you would think that the catchers would always be like the Silver Sluggers every single year, like just the best pitchers on the team with their knowledge of the strike zone. But I always think they have too much going on in their head.
That's the thing, right? It's a totally different skill set and also a totally different viewpoint if you think about it, right? They usually get like a very much lower POV versus like to the side. I can understand why they'd struggle with it.
I talked one time to a foreign catcher that did play played in Japan at a different position. He said while he was catching and batting, he never even was really even thinking about the at bat.
Yeah, no, I can totally see how that would happen. As Nabatame misses high and outside there for ball number 1, bringing the count to 1-1. Shudo, again, second batter here in the inning, as he chops that to first base, collected very easily by Ariel Martinez, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Third time around for the Hawks lineup coming up here, as Jeter Downs will be coming up to bat. Yeah, I don't know how to put it. When you see Nabatame with the glasses and the disposition, you don't think when he takes off the hat he's going to have that wild blonde hair. Like, wasn't that a thing that like for players for their first playoff series they dye their hair blonde? I remember there being like hearing something about that. Am I just on crap?
Possibility. First I'm hearing of it, but I don't know a lot of things though.
Oh no, you know what? I think I heard there was something about professional fighting. That's where I heard that. Okay.
Oh.
No, I'm just
I know in your guys' hockey they grow beards in the playoffs. I know that.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, you guys play hockey too. You're in Philly. Don't act like hockey's some foreign sport to you.
There's not much going on with the Flyers, my guy.
Nah, fair enough. As Jeter Downs fouls off to the right side. I will take a little quick second to say the Habs are doing really well this season. Yay, keep it up.
Yeah, the Flyers do have Michkov, but Still losing.
As a fastball high and outside for strike number 2 on Jeter Downs here. Sound off in the chat if you like ice hockey. Let's do a quick little diversion. Or if they even have ice hockey where you live. In Australia, I would imagine it can't be very popular. Well done, right? Jeter Downs takes a huge swing and a miss on a changeup. Nabatame really making his way through the Hawks lineup here. As that brings us to the end of the top of the fifth inning. Another shutout inning for Nabatame. Really, bottom of the fourth, I should say. My mistake.
Looking in the chat, this would be the equivalent to the CS, yes. Last stage, the first stage would have been the DS. That's a best of 3. This is, this can go up to 7 games, I believe, right? Yep. I'm terrible with numbers, so.
No, you're good. You got it. The first series, though, is best of 3, right?
Yeah, it's best of 3. Yeah. And then in the chat, sound off who your favorite player on each team is.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Who would yours be?
On the fighters, probably Ito, the pitcher. I think he's just a really good pitcher. And then for the Hawks, I'd probably have to say probably Takuya Kai. Always a fan of catchers.
That's a good pick. For me, on the fighters, it's really close between Manami and Kiyomiya. I'm always pulling for Kiyomiya. I really want him to live up to his potential, so I guess I'll go with that. And for the Hawks, I mean, I have a Yanagi to Jersey. He's kind of my guy. But, man, Kensuke Kondo's been so good this year. But also I'm a big Amamiya stan. I don't know. I think Amamiya might be my favorite player in terms of, like, production versus how much I like them, if that makes any sense. Like, he's not like some sort of legendary luminary. Well, I mean, he's still pretty.
I figured your favorite would be Shuto.
Oh, that's true. I just love the Hawks, man. I love so many of them. I mean, Wainello and Arihara and Kai. Yeah, it's just, I like everybody. Yeah, so let's see what we got. Manami for the fighters. Yeah, definitely a good pick. Anshu and the fighters. And let's see, who else do we have here? Gita or Shuto? Yeah, Shuto rocks, man. I hope he has a really long, great career. I hope he becomes the all-time stolen base leader. Let's see if he can do that. As the top of the fifth is coming around here, as Moinello throws a fastball that looked pretty good to me, but it is a ball 1 low and outside. As we have the batter here, as it's another fastball low and outside for ball number 2. And the batter here is Yuya Tamiya, the catcher for the fighters. Have the 2-0 delivery on the way. Huge swing and miss there on another fastball for strike number 1. Clearly, Moinello's got a bit of a plan going on here. 3 fastballs on the outside. You see something in the scouting report. And again, it's another. It looked like he was going again. Another fastball high and outside, but it pops over to the third base, and Kiyomiya picks it up easy for the first out of the inning.
East Bay in the chat with the Carter Stewart Jr. poll. He has been very good this season.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get going in the playoffs too. As the broadcast falls weirdly silent again from the fan noise perspective, as Go Matsumoto comes up to the plate. Going to be looking to get the fighter started again here as a curveball misses way down in the dirt for ball number 1. If I recall correctly, Go Matsumoto has a bit of a tendency to play pretty well on these broadcasts. Bit of a Pacific League ENG cult hero. It's the 1-0 delivery on the way here from Moinello. Is chopped foul to the right side for strike number 1.
As long as we don't have any 19 pitch at bats and garbage time, we'll be completely fine with Matsumoto.
Oh, every time I think back to that day. As the 1-1 delivery is coming up here. And fastball, okay, wow, that was apparently high and inside for a strike. That looked awfully ballish to me. You know, okay, I mean, I don't know what the... All right, I mean, you're the umpire, not me. Oh, we've got a fan here from France. I will I know Michael hates it when I speak French, so I will restrain myself. But
You can speak French.
1-2 delivery on the way. As Go Matsumoto hears my French and gets the ball out of there with a slap hit to the center field. As the first runner in a little while is on for the Fighters, with one man now, one away, and one man on first. We see nice hitting form here from Matsumoto. Just pure classic slap hitting there, just making contact and getting the ball out of the infield. As we have a man on first with one away here at the top of the fifth inning. Oh, we got someone in from Italy. Nice. Chusei Monami looking to pick up another double like he did at the beginning of the game. Maybe we have a chance to get that runner home with a well enough hit ball as Moinello gets that a fastball changeup high and inside for strike number one. As the 0-1 delivery coming up here for Monami. I don't know if it's like an optical illusion, but Monami's bat always looks a lot smaller than everyone else's to me. Maybe it just is, but it's strange. So there's a ball down to the dirt for ball number one. I have my own weird little personal nickname for Monami. It's the Man of Many Waves, because a lot of my automatic translation things call him that whenever I load stuff up on my computer.
I think it might be a bit of an optical illusion because on the close-up it looks like any other bat. But then when it zooms out...
Maybe his head's just huge. I don't know. The 1-1 delivery on the way here is a fastball fouled off to the right side, going to the backstop for strike number two. Monami has been pegged by some people as a possible MLB prospect in the future. He's got some good power and he's an A-plus defender. So if you can kind of just bring the hitting around, he might be a big ticket item for the American Leagues one day. So the 1-2 delivery is on the way here. Kai setting up low and inside as Moinello throws a quick little pickoff move to the first baseman, keeping Go Matsumoto there. Little update from East Bay. The Bay Stars are leading on the other side. 1-0 so far in the sixth. I hope it's Hawks Giants, because I don't want anything to do with the Bay Stars. I don't need that smoke.
It was a few years ago after the Hawks had won one of their, 4 in a row. They were interviewing some of the players on the Giants that they'd beat back-to-back, and they were just discussing what makes a good baseball player. And the interviewer asked them, does that apply to Yuki Yanagita? To which they said, it does not apply to him. He's in a different category.
Wow. As the fourth pitch apparently high and outside there for ball number two. Looked like a pretty good ball to me, but it keeps the at-bat alive here from Monami. But yeah, Yanagita in his prime, just a different level of ball player. Like, total 5-tool star. As Monami gets ready for the 2-2 here. And the pitch is a breaking ball. Big swing and a miss by Monami for a big strikeout here. That'll put two away in the top of the fifth. Leon's asking, what smoke do I mean? I don't know. Just something about the Bay Stars is more concerning to me than the Giants. I just think the Hawks can take the Giants. There's something about the Bay Stars. It's Shugo Maki. That's what the something is. I'm just always scared of him. Every time I watch the Bay Stars, he plays really well. Mandude asking if the comparison to Mike Trout's fair. It's pretty fair. Not as much power, but definitely still the same category of hitter and fielder, and was pretty good on the base paths. And unlike Mike Trout, Yanagita won a bunch of titles and had a lot of playoff success. But that's obviously partially more of an organizational thing of SoftBank versus the Angels. As Kiyomiya is coming up here with a man on and two away. Huge swing and miss on a breaking ball low and outside for strike number one. Yeah, Monello is really in the groove with that curveball now. He was kind of getting slapped around early in the game, but now he's getting a lot of big whiffs on it. 0-1 delivery on the way as Kai sets up really high. Fastball high and outside for ball number 1. Takeo Kai was basically standing there, like straight up. It's a bit ironic that, Pierre, you say that Gita didn't get season-ending injuries every year. He did this year, though. And I think last year, maybe, too. So, but I mean, he is in the latter half of his career. He's nearly 40 now. And 1-1 delivery on his way to Kiyomiya. And that is hit right back up the middle. Monello almost hit it and bounced off the knee of Imamiya, and that'll bring Matsumoto over to second. Kiyomiya still continuing his good playoff form, picks up yet another hit here at the top of the 5th. See, what did that? Okay, no, I bounced off the ground, and that just happened to be parallel to Imamiya's knee. I don't know how I saw that. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez, looking to get his first playoff hit here and drive in some runs and close the gap between the Hawks and the Fighters here. Though, of course, a home run would totally flip the script and give the Fighters the lead. First pitch to Martinez on the way here. As Monello from the stretch gets a fastball low and inside for ball number 1.
One of the fun things about the cheering section is that it's like every player 1 through 9 has their own little mini cheering section within the cheering section, and it's like you'd half expect cheering, like an out of town cheering section, to have maybe just like the star players or the Aces jersey or the Aces cheering towel, but they have everybody's cheering towels and flags.
And they must be on some email list and get together and be like, all right, here's today's guy, and he's doing this, and let's see. Curveball high and outside for strike number 1. Monello getting some serious RPM on that curveball now in the 3000s. Nice, somebody's from Philly in the chat.
They found me. It's over, I have to hide.
1-1 delivery on the way here to Martinez. And the pitch. Huge swing and a miss at a fastball down and in for strike number 2. Martinez definitely looking to flip the game on its head here. He's got a lot of power and is liable to go yard at any moment here. Though getting on base with and loading the bases for Fremdel will be pretty good too, from a fighter's perspective.
Yeah, Monell's got to be careful, because if he even just allows a walk or bloop single hit by pitch, anything, he's got to deal with Reyes, right away, and we know what Reyes can do.
Yeah, and even a single here with Matsumoto on the base paths could bring him home. One-two delivery to Martinez here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch, fastball high and inside for ball number 2. Solid waist pitch. Definitely going to keep Martinez a bit more honest there. Because, with his frame, he really wants to open up and get those kind of middle balls and really crank them over to the left side. Kai eyeing up Martinez, seeming like he's trying to think of the best pitch selection here from Monello. Giving him an interesting sign there, kind of like a force. I think he's telling him, go fastball, let's get him out. You look at, and the 2-2 delivery on the way is with another fastball high and inside for ball number 3. So the payoff pitch coming here with full count, 2 out, and men on first and second. As we were saying, a walk here would bring up Reyes. Definitely not what the Hawks want to see going into the a full bases loaded situation here. Manello has been working himself out of jams all game, and let's see if he can do it. The payoff pitch, curveball way down in the dirt, not even close. Martinez didn't even have to think about it, and that will load the bases here with 2 away in the top of the 5th inning.
Just real quick, checking how Martinez has been doing this year. Looking at his stats when exclusively facing velocity, he has struggled a bit this year with just dealing with the high heat, the fastballs, and that might be why the entire pitch sequence was just basically fastball, 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 then mixed in a curve.
He's going to have a little meeting here to see how Manello feels about trying to get through the last guy.
So in the chat from Mark, we have a rule here. Anytime someone, says, can someone recommend a Japanese team? The rule is you become a fan of whoever wins this broadcast. Unless you don't want to, but
Yeah, if throughout the game you find yourself rooting for the team that loses, well, why not go for that, right?
Or flip a coin.
Or put all of them on a dartboard and throw a dart.
If Reyes hits a grand slam right here, be a Fighters fan.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to go about it.
It'd be a really good way to go about it.
That's next level front running, isn't it? Though, like, waiting for a grand slam, be like, yeah, all right, that's my team. Yeah, good hit, guys.
High standards.
So, bases loaded here, as this could be a huge pivotal moment in the game. Even a normal hit, not a grand slam, but a good hit here could tie things up. As the first pitch to Reyes comes, and it's a curveball down in the dirt again from Manello for ball number 1. And he went from being spot on with that breaking ball earlier this inning to really struggling with it now.
I have a suspicion he's not going to see a single fastball this entire at-bat.
Yeah, I feel like Reyes might be the opposite of Martinez in that sense, where he's got great numbers against velocity. One out delivery on the way here. And that's another curveball, but that one found definitely a lot better in terms of zone placement as Reyes takes a big swing and a miss for strike number 1. East Bay saying he's an Oakland A's fan. As a former Montreal Expos fan, I feel your pain, my friend. 1-1 delivery on the way here. And it's chopped up the middle. That should be an easy play for Ramamiya, who flips it over the second for the last out of the inning. Moinello works himself out of a brutal jam here in the top of the 5th inning and manages to hold the Fighters yet again to no runs despite loading the bases. As coming around to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Hawks are still leading 4-2.
Honestly, such a low-scoring game right now, considering the amount of traffic there's been,
That's
since
true,
the last
yeah.
couple runs were scored.
Yeah, a lot of runners left on base. And a lot of firepower in both lineups, as we've been saying all game. Coming around to the bottom of the 5th inning here as we round 6:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. And viewership still keeps going up. Happy to have so many people here today for our very first playoff game. Hopefully we'll do more next season. So, with all the support, it always helps show our bosses that more games and more live streaming and playoffs could come around next season. I think I speak on behalf of the whole team when I say we've had a lot of fun broadcasting for you guys all season on all the games. For the, this is our only baseball for breakfast this year, but the Midnight Matinees have been a lot of fun. I'm very happy to work on those.
Last year it was what, like 13 broadcasts total, plus the one ad hoc emergency broadcast. And then this year we've had 6, plus the one for Dallas Keuchel's first start. Maybe an additional one in there.
Well, yeah, because last season we also had the morning broadcasts, but we'll see. Maybe next season we'll be able to get back on that. But no need to worry about next season. We've still got a lot of playoff baseball going on here. As we come around to the bottom of the 5th inning, the Hawks will be coming up to the bat, and we have a new pitcher going on here. Let's see who that is.
Naoki Miyanishi, number 25.
Alrighty. As I believe, if I'm seeing this correctly on my card, Yuki Nagito should be coming back up to bat. And Yanagi is coming up here for the first pitch of the new pitcher, I should say, as he fouls that off to the right side for strike number 1. And yeah, East Bay here with a good idea that, a cool thing about Japan is that they don't do all their home games in the big city stadiums. They do a couple games a year out in countryside stadiums for their fans who aren't in the metropolitan area. And that would be a very cool thing to do next season if we could get at least one of those games. As that pitch way inside, Yanagita just dances out of the way for ball number 1.
And with 90 years of professional baseball in Japan, there's been a lot of teams that have moved, and they also do the games in their former cities as well every couple of years.
Yeah, like the Fighters play games in Tokyo every year, I believe. As Yanagita hits that deep out to right field, going way back, but Monami catches it at the warning track for the first out of the inning. Didn't even look like Yanagita got all of that, but on a kind of an off-balance swing, still got it all the way up to the warning track. Yeah, even in his old age, he's still got a lot of power in that swing.
In the chat, Pierre G. Hedgehog having some shell shock to last year.
Yeah, last year was not fun for the Fighters. As Kurihara comes up to bat. Slider low and outside for ball number 1. One 0 delivery on the way here. As he sidearms that, just hitting it foul to the right side. And Miyanishi here, you see he's got very much that sidearm delivery that causes a lot of lateral movement on a lot of his pitches. So you have no idea sometimes if they're going to start outside and stay outside or come back in, or other way around. They're going to stay on the inside or just slide off at the last second. As he gets another slider low and outside for ball number 2. 2-1 delivery on the way here to Kurihara. As he hits that over to the second base, as Ginji picks it up. Great play from deep second base. Flips it over to first for the first out of the inning. Or no, that was... Oh, Kabi. Almost got it, I think. I would walk closer than I usually have.
Miyanishi, a really good pitcher. He's currently 39, and he's been the first pitcher this year to, the first overall to reach 400 holds in NPB.
Oh, nice. Wow. So the all-time hold guy coming up here against Yamakawa, one of the all-time power hitters in Japan. Not sure where Yamakawa is on the all-time home run ranks, actually, but he's definitely working his way up there. First pitch is a fastball high and outside for ball number 1.
Just looking at Miyanishi's career, thinking about the amount of jerseys he's had to wear, from the Darvish-era blue and black ones to the gold and black to the white and blue to the disco bowling uniform from last year.
I still
to now this one.
1-0 delivery on the way here, and then that's a slider low and inside for ball number 2.
My favorite thing about that uniform was the press photos, including Hiromi Ito just glaring at the camera with the collar popped all the way up.
Well, Shinjo looking like he belonged in it, like he was born in that suit. 2-1 delivery on the way here to Yamakawa as he hits that, and it pops foul to the right side for strike number 1.
Miyanishi's arm action also led to him winning 3 Pacific League awards for the most valuable setup pitcher in 2016, 18, and 19.
Pretty good career there for a Holder, and the Holder reliever, I should say, as he misses again on the outside for ball number 3. Holder would be a way weirder name for a reliever.
That sounds like a position, one of those like weird European sports. Holder.
It could be a cricket position. Cricket's got the weirdest position names, man. So, 3-1 delivery on the way, and Yamakawa takes a huge swing and miss there with the breaking ball low and in for strike number 2.
Yamakawa, of course, a power hitter, but this year he's led the Pacific League in strikeouts. I'm not sure if it's the first time he's done that, but he's number 3 in NPB entirety, but the leader in the Pacific League.
But also leads the league in home runs and RBIs. So, I mean, just going for it every time. 3-2 pitch on the way as he crushes that deep out to left field, going way back. Big bang home run for Otaki Yamakawa as he extends the lead over the Fighters. Really apropos that we were just talking about his power as he absolutely crushed that moonshot with 2 men away here in the bottom of the 5th as he extends the lead for the Hawks 6-2, or 5-2, I should say.
It's really just not fair because we're not even recording the podcast, and the podcast jinx still is in effect.
And Leon pointing out here that Yamakawa kind of has like a right-handed Prince Fielder vibe to him. That is a very apropos comparison. Very apt, I should say.
The entire vibe of the live chat just sinking.
Now Kondo's up at bat. It never stops with these Hawks as the pitcher misses low and outside with the breaking ball for ball number 1.
The fun thing about the games here at the Pepe Dome is that the heat map is up on screen, and as you can see for Kondo, it's just he hits him low, he hits him in the middle, he hits him high, he hits him on the outside part of the plate.
It's only high and inside that he struggles with, which makes a lot of sense if you look at the way his swing goes through the motions.
Yeah, it's always fun looking at the heat maps, and it's only weak spot is high and inside. Everywhere else is bright red.
Kensuke Kondo has a bit of a golf swing motion, I'd say, but it's beautiful. As we saw earlier with that home run, when he's in full motion, he absolutely gets all that ball as he chokes up on a swing with a pitch down the middle for strike number 1. No, actually, high and inside. What do you know? PRG Hedgehog saying this ain't fun. I disagree. I love seeing Yamakawa hit home runs personally. 2-1 delivery on the way to Kondo as he misses high and inside again for ball number 3. (3-1) delivery on the way to probably league MVP Kensuke Kondo. Led the league in both batting average and on-base percentage, and he takes a huge swing and a miss there for strike number 2. He's actually the only batter in all of NPB across both leagues to be batting over 300 this season. I think he was around 320-ish. Full count payoff pitch here on the way with 2 away in the 5th. As he gets him on the outside corner, big strikeout there to end the inning. as he limits the bleeding a little bit, only allowing 1 run off that Yamakawa home run, as the Hawks still sit on top here going in the top of the 6th inning, 5-2. As everyone retires into the back of the clubhouse. Get their gloves. What are they doing? Oh, seems we're going to have a little cheer break. Oh, a little bit of a game recap here, as we're going to see. As those of you who are joining us late, the Fighters got out to a pretty good start to kick things off, with Manami and Kiyomiya getting things off right away to score some runs, or a run, I should say. But then on the other side, too, the Hawks got off to an even bigger start with a lot of home runs and a lot of quick hitting. Oh, that home run by Kondo. Absolutely beautiful. I think we'll take a quick little commentary break here and allow this replay kind of just to speak for itself. We'll be back with you in just a moment. And we're back as we get a look here at Hotaku Yamakawa, who got the home run there that last inning. I kind of had to jump back in because I saw Andre Costa say the great thing he loves about our English broadcast that he can listen to them on the way to work. I thought, well, it's very unfair if I just stopped talking after somebody said that. But we are getting back around to things here at the top of the 6th inning. As the Hawks do still lead 5-2. Nothing has changed in the last 2 minutes.
You know, over the course of the season, these past couple seasons, I have thought about trying to do, an audio-only broadcast that we could put up on the channel, but it just has not materialized.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work as we get off to the top of the 6th here, and Manami chops that ball foul, or Mizutani, I should say, my mistake. Chops that ball foul to the left side for strike number 1.
Like those DVD commentary tracks that come with the movie. Just play it over your Pacific League subscription.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, that is a pretty good idea, actually. As Moinella gets the curveball in there for strike number 2. 0-2 delivery here on the way from Moinella as a fastball high and outside for ball number 1.
And look who it is in the chat.
Oh, Gabe's here. Hey, everyone say hi to Gabe. Best play-by-play guy we have around here. I do my best, but Gabe is the king. But you can't wake up for these early games the way I do. It's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Huge swing and a miss there by Mizutani. as that Moinello picks up another strikeout. I just realized it's kind of surprising Moinello is back out here again for this inning, but as you said, maybe he's going for the complete game just to hold up, just to save the bullpen some action.
Like I said, pitch count isn't gospel over there. 85 pitches now.
Wait,
I think with that...
that wasn't a strikeout? Wait. Did he foul it off there? Okay, I'm tripping. All right. 1-2 delivery on the way. As he pops that off to the right side. Yanagi trying to track it down, but it looks like it will fall foul.
But with the two kind of extended innings from Moinello earlier, I think maybe he's no longer going for that complete game, but it looks like more at this point they're just trying to save their bullpen arms.
Yeah, and I guess with a 3-run lead, something pretty catastrophic would have to happen.
With a 1-game lead, no point in an all hands on deck kind of approach to the relief pitching.
As Moinello picks up a strikeout there with a fastball straight down the middle. Doesn't get much more simple than that. Just overpower him with that and vibe out of the pinch hitter. One out here in the top of the 6th, and that will bring... Oh, is that my favorite player? Is that Kawabata? I believe it is. Picked up a hit earlier in the game here as the 0-1 delivery on the way, and he pulls up on a strike in high and inside for strike number 2. Daigo Kamabata. 0-2 delivery on the way here from Moinello as that's a slider just outside for ball number 1. Very good pitch. One-two delivery here on the way, as that's also low and outside for ball number 2. And we can hear the Fighters fans still trying to be supportive and positive and get their team over the line here. 3 runs, definitely not an insurmountable lead in the 6th inning. 2-2 delivery along the way here as he chops that foul to keep the at-bat alive.
Always a fan of some of the really dramatic,
expressions.
and the foul balls. MLB, they just get right back in the box. NPB, they take a minute to collect themselves.
And the 2-2, he hits the curveball. Junior Downs just gets it and keeps it. Oh, throws it over to first, and they're safe just by a hair's breadth. I actually might think about challenging that if I'm the Hawks manager. But Junior Downs actually did quite a good job to get that ball down and stop it from leaving the infield. So we'll get a little replay here. Could have done it cleaner, but still quite a good job of getting that deep for the... Oh, I think that's out. I don't know, man. Ooh, on the replay there, I don't know. They're probably going to try to hold on to their replays, but let's see if they go for the challenge here. It seems like they're not. So a man on first with 1 away here in the top of the 6th, as Kamikawabata is on first. And that will bring up... that open. As that brings up Tatsuki Mizuno as he takes the first pitch low and outside for ball number 1.
One of the best things I've ever heard about the replays over in Japan is Japanese Hall of Famer Alex Ramirez in an interview once said that sometimes with the requests and the replay reviews, since you get so many of them, sometimes he would just use them just because he had them, just to see what would happen.
Yeah. As Mizuno hits that deep out to right field, just manages to line foul. Kamikawabata is rounding second. He's going to make his way over to first, but he gets pulled up by Norimoto, the third base coach. That will still be a standing up double for Tatsuki Mizuno, as the Fighters now looking to make something happen with runners on second and third with only 1 away here in the top of the 6th. And it looks like they are making the call to the bullpen. Moinello is probably faced his last batter here.
So, being that you're the go-to Hawks guy, who do you think they're going to in the bullpen at this point?
Honestly, not sure. I mean, they've still got all their arms available, and could be anybody, really. Sorry, I don't have better insight for that.
You've let me down.
Yeah, I don't think it will be Tsuyoshi Wada. I don't think they're going to go that way.
In the chat, East Bay, there actually used to be several NPB teams that did spring training in the U.S. If you go look at the 1990s and even some of the 80s Calbee baseball cards or the BBM 90 sets, some of the pictures that they take, you know, if it's all during spring training, they will be in U.S., particularly Arizona-based spring training stadiums. And then the Fighters really were the last team to actually do U.S.-based spring training in Arizona. However, after COVID and the pandemic, they stopped doing that.
Oh, Moinello is staying in, it seems like. As that'll bring the batter up here. It is Yu Tamiya.
And during the Fighters' last spring training tour, I got an autograph from them in the mail.
Oh, that's nice.
I wrote them a nice letter.
Saying, you are definitely my favorite Japanese team. I would never lie to you just to get merch. As Tamiya fouls that off to the left side for strike number 1.
I think I just straight up asked Sho Nakata for an autograph. Just straight up, no ifs, ands, or buts, no none of that. Just, please, sir, sign this card. I'm actually surprised the stadium staff just knew who to give it to.
Oh, there you go. That's what you think, at least. It was probably just an intern.
Nah, it matches the sticker, the official autographs.
Oh, thanks.
I'm a smart boy, you see.
Man on second and third here with one away, and the 0-1 delivery coming up here from Moinello. Still trying to fight his way through as he gets that beautiful curveball to find the zone for strike number 2.
See, it's just so great to see, once again, 97 pitches, and he's just still in the game. Just let him work through it.
I feel like we've said this like the last 3 innings, but this will probably be his last inning. Got the 0-2 delivery here on the way to Tamiya. And Go Matsumoto will be coming up next. Not sure if they'll keep him in for that, but let's see as Takeuga Kai sets up low and away. He chops that to second base. Jeter down, gets on it, flips it to second, manages to hold both runners, surprisingly, but Tamiya does get on base there. A really good heads-up play from Jeter Downs there. Again, making a lot of those deep second base area plays. They've been quite impressive so far. It's funny, remember earlier on you were asking, what does Jeter Downs really bring to the plate? And all game, he's just been showing what he brings to the plate.
The podcast jinx strikes again.
As I think that's actually a pinch hitter here that doesn't look like Go Matsumoto. Or is that... Wait, where was the out? Wait a minute. What just happened?
Yeah, that didn't hit the ground. I thought it did. It was caught in the air.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's even crazier. That's nuts. All right. Go Matsumoto coming up to bat here. Picked up a hit earlier in the game and an RBI. I think down at the top of the second. Two away here as there's a man on second and third for the former batting champ and number 9 in the Fighters lineup. As Moinello gets ready for the pitch. Fastball just slow and outside for ball number 1. Looks like it was a changeup, actually.
When Takuya Kai was asked about Moinello and what makes him so good this year and how his pitching is, he said, in his opinion, his strength was the fact that his changeup looked exactly like his fastball when he catches it. Just everything about it's the exact same.
Yeah, even to me, like multiple times I've said fastball, and it's definitely a changeup according to the stat track. Way less RPM. As the 1-0 delivery comes and goes to Matsumoto, just gets that, can't get out of the infield as Jeter Downs captures it. And yet again, the Hawks have managed to hold the Fighters down despite having a lot of base runners in position. Coming around to the bottom of the second here, the Hawks are still leading 5-2. the fighters have left a lot of base runners on this game. As we are just hitting 7 a.m. here on the East Coast. Again, so happy to have so many of you with us. It's been a little while since you did a area check, so tell us in the chat where you're from if you haven't told us already. And yeah, let's see how wide the broadcast is going here. Still hoping to get somebody from Africa. That's one of the ones we're missing.
Actually, I think last year we got someone from South Africa. So
that's true.
I think it was one time. So I think we're still looking for that that Antarctic penguin.
That's true. I think he is watching. He just can't type. And we also do always have the polar bear for the Hawks. That counts for something, maybe. Oh, Annapolis, Maryland. Nice. 2 people from Maryland. Oh, I love that Hawks blue. I really want a jersey like that, but they're hard to get.
I have a red giveaway one that I forget where I got it, honestly, at this point. I don't even remember who gave it to me. I don't remember what year they wore the red.
And no, PG Hedgehog saying a polar bear for Yamakawa. I'm pretty sure the polar bear has been around for more than one season. Yamakawa's a new addition. I feel like I saw the polar bear like 2 years ago. Yeah, pretty sure that's the end of Moinelo's day with him shaking the manager's hand. And 6 very good innings, all things considered. A lot of base runners, but not a lot of runs. And quite a solid performance from one of the Pacific League's best. As we come along here to the bottom of the 6th, Kenta Imamiya will lead off, and there's a new pitcher.
Taisei Yanagawa.
Oh, Andre DaCosta from Ottawa. Very nice, fellow Canadian. As Yanagawa misses low and outside for ball number 2. Interesting thing about Ottawa, that's the only city I've ever seen where the tourist ads say, hey, we're not boring, we swear. Because that is definitely what everyone thinks of Ottawa from the outside. As Yanagawa gets a fastball high and outside for strike number 1.
They have the Senators, that's all I know.
That's about it, honestly. The 2-1 delivery on the way as Yanagawa gets another ball just high and outside for ball number 3. Looked pretty good, but I guess the ump didn't like it. Three-one delivery on the way here. God, I love Kondo's hair. And the pitch is Imamiya fouls that off to the left side. Full count.
One of the fun things is that they have that exciting seat section where they give you a helmet, give you a glove, and there's no netting there, so you can get as many foul balls as you'd like.
And concussions, too.
That's what the helmet's for. If you're lucky.
I would be so upset if it, ruined my food. I'm pretty sure that would happen. Full count delivery on the way here to Imamiya as it's a fastball down the middle, and he chops that over to the left side, and it'll make its way into the outfield for a leadoff single for shortstop Kenta Imamiya.
My only story about food at a Japanese ballpark was at Jingu Stadium. My brother disappeared to go get some food. He came back with loaded fries, didn't know how to ask for a fork, and was just barehanding loaded fries.
What are loaded fries again? I feel like I've asked this.
Covered in, everything. Cheese, bacon, onion. You need a fork for him.
You got the works.
And he's just there with bare hands, just looking like a gremlin. I didn't know how to ask for a fork.
you could do it with chopsticks though? I mean, I guess
You could have just pointed at the forks. That's my thing.
loaded fry sounds an awful lot like poutine. But
Yeah, without the gravy. That's it.
oh, there's no gravy. Okay, well, what's the point then?
I don't know. I've never had poutine.
Oh man, it's good. So anytime I've had it outside of Quebec, it's just offensive. Actually, I did have a good poutine once in Toronto. I don't remember what the name of the place was, but apparently it's quite famous. It's pretty good, too. Oh, delivery on the way here with the man on first here to Masaki, I believe it is. Ball number 1 on the outside. Quick look. Yes, it is Mr. Masaki coming up to bat. Just missing line outside there for ball number 1. One 0 delivery on the way here as he gets that just on the side there again for strike number 1. And we have Peter Keogh in the chat from Adelaide, Australia. We've got a lot of good Australian representation here. Not just a lot of people from Australia, but we got them all over. We got Melbourne, Tasmania, Adelaide. And we're just missing, see if I can do this, Darwin, Sydney, and Perth. And we'll have all the provinces, states. They're called states. And Brisbane. I missed that one. There we go. Got it. 1-1 on the way as he gets a fastball high and inside for ball number 1. Oh, and Canberra. You always forget Canberra. Screw Canberra.
You gotta think they got the time zone, made for watching this. It's only 10 o'clock over there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. I'd actually love to move to Australia, except for the whole everything trying to kill you thing. I definitely wouldn't vibe with that. I live in Canada, where the only thing that tries to kill you is the weather. 2-1 delivery on the way here as Masaki takes a choked up swing, but they are going to call that a strike. 2-2. Two on the way here. As Yanagawa gets set up for the pitch, and Misaki fouls that off to the right side, staying alive. So again, we got none away and a man on first here at the bottom of the 6th. Masaki trying to move the runner along here. Yanagawa tries to contain it as he chops it over to the third base line, and they flips it down to first for the 1 away. But the runner does move over to second base. So that brings up Takayuka Kai. 0-4 so far in the playoffs. Looking to bring that around with a runner on scoring position here. And the first pitch is a cutter, seems like, high and outside for ball number 1. And we have EA Nasser Copperco saying, whoever linked on Reddit, thanks from Winnipeg. That would be me, and you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yo, look at that guy with the eye patch. Nice. I spotted the main character. 1-0 delivery on the way here as that's a slider inside for ball number 1. For strike number 1, I should say. Sorry. Actually, it says it was a cutter, too. Either way, really good pitch. 1-1 delivery. That was quite the shot. 1-1 delivery coming up here for Kai. Getting really deep into that stance of his as he takes a huge swing and a miss at a ball right down the middle for strike number 2. Sometimes it's nice just to take in the fans cheering. This guy takes a little break there just to adjust his equipment a little bit. Again, while the Hawks are up and their lineup is dangerous, this game definitely isn't over. The Fighters do still have a fighting chance, but sorry, I had to make that pun. The 1-2 delivery on the way to Kai coming up here. Gonna go with the pitch as Kai fouls that off to the right side to stay alive in the at-bat. Definitely looks like he thinks he could have gotten more on that. And yet, Pierre, you are right. The beauty of the NPB Owendans is definitely something that they are not going to ever have in MLB. But, not to rag on anyone, really. MLB still has good fan culture for when the playoffs are around, and it's been a lot of fun watching the games lately. Takayuki Kai gets ready for the 1-2 pitch. And another fastball as he chops that down the right baseline, or left foul line to Kotaro Kiyomiya, who catches and collects it. It's 7:11 a.m. I've been up since about 4:30, very tired. We're coming around to that kind of time of the broadcast where my mistakes will be more rife. Commentary will slow down, and my words will get worse as the at-bat here continues. Once again, the 1-2 delivery on the way to Kai. As he just seems to get deeper and turneder into that stance. Really looking to hit it out of the park here as that ball misses just high and outside for ball number 2. And yes, Squisher King, this is the semifinals, or it is the league final series. Whoever wins this is the Pacific League champion, and will go on to take on the Central League champion in the Japan series. And just a little reminder, you can catch the rest of the series on Pacific League TV. Just head on over to Pacific League TV and register. Not only will you get the rest of these series, you will also get to watch all the games we have dating back to, I think, 2011 or so. A huge archive for you to check out in the offseason. As Kai chops that over to the right side, and it lands fair, and that'll bring the runner around. But no, he stops because Chusei Monami gets the ball in his hands. And we know you do not run on the wave, man. Takayuki Kai picks up his first hit of the playoffs here and gets on base. Again, we got one away here in the bottom of the 6th as the Hawks look to extend their lead. That's true, actually, Dog Diving. The Hawks did already win the pennant in the regular season. Now it's just up for them to win the Climax Series to go in through to the Japan Series. There's sort of like a regular season championship versus playoffs championship. Kind of put that in perspective, the kind of regular season playoffs thing for those of you who know like international football, kind of like the difference between winning your league and winning the cup. So the Premier League versus the FA Cup, or the Scudetto versus the Coppa Italia. That was just for you, Leon, if you're still here.
There's so many of those things in soccer that I don't even know half of them are.
No, I mean it makes sense. You've got the regular season where everyone plays each other, and that kind of plays out as who the best is overall. But then you've also got a single elimination knockout tournament where sometimes teams just get lucky, or just manage to run through. And then sometimes you have a team that just wins both, and they're definitely the best team in the league.
I'll have to ask my dad how his British soccer team is playing. I don't even know if they're good or bad.
Do you know what the team is?
Spurs?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I don't know how they're doing this season, but historically, they haven't won anything in a long time.
And in Spain, he's a Barcelona fan, but that's dating back to the 80s.
Oh, that's a totally different discussion. As the first pitch comes up here to Shuto, as a changeup misses low and inside for ball number 1. Got one away here with runners on the corners, as Shuto will try to pick up his first playoff RBI. Yep. Nat just summarized it. Spurs Lamau. They are pretty noodles.
Womp womp.
There's a lot of British soccer is just rife with memes. Like there's a lot of like every team's got some sort of inside joke thing that everyone else makes fun of them for. As the 1-0 delivery on the way is coming up here, and that looked awfully good, but apparently missed high and inside for ball number 2. And people continue to dunk on Spurs in the chat. I will not say who my team is, because then many of you will get very angry. I like one of the bad guys. But as a Hawks fan, that really shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. The 2-0 pitch is here on the way, and Shuto pops that straight up in the air. That should be an easy catch for Tamiya, as he does collect that for the second out of the inning. So that should bring up Jeter Downs again, who's had quite the productive game, both with the bat and in the field.
Everybody going on about the Spurs, and I don't even think I could tell you what offsides is in a soccer game.
It's when someone passes you the ball and you're behind the last defender. It's really not that complicated.
Oh, so it's like icing.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Or basically, it's
Just
like,
lamer.
It's like offside in hockey too. Like imagine the blue line is the defender. And because of that, you can do what they call an offside trap, which is where the defenders try to move forward right before a pass to get a guy offside. Anyway, we're getting way too into the weeds here with this. Jeter Downs coming up here with two away in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, geez, Peter's a Leeds United fan. That's brutal. As the first pitch is low and outside for ball number 1. Now I'm now immersed in reading the chat about English football. I should probably be watching the game a little more. And yeah, dog driving. I'm Canadian. He's American. He's incapable of understanding offsides. It's like kryptonite to them.
What's a kilometer?
There you go. Pitch high up the middle for ball number 2. I was going to make a joke about Philly being somehow close enough to Canadian, but that's absolutely not true. And also, Philadelphia is the only city I experienced Canadian racism in, where a man accosted me when he saw our Quebec driver's license plate.
I'm shocked, but not.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd think it would happen in New York, too, but nope. With the 2-0 delivery on the way here to Downs, as he takes that high and outside for ball number 3. Kind of feel bad for Nakagawa. Yanagawa here, I should say. His pitches are awfully close to the strike zone, but the ump just isn't giving him anything. Sorry. Whoa. I feel like I didn't even see that pitch. It was strike 1. That felt like the pitching equivalent to that Kondo home run, where it happened before we could even know what was going on in the at-bat. 3-1 delivery on the way here to Jeter Downs. As he looks to pick up his 3rd hit of the day, possibly, and an RBI. As that's a fastball. All right, just on the outside for strike number 3. Or 2, I should say. Sorry. Got that 7 a.m. commentary going on now.
As Gabe points out in the chat, really tough spot for the fighters here because Yanagita is right behind Downs. That top of the order is just really tough to pitch to.
Full count with the bases, full count with 2 away here. As the payoff pitch comes, and that's definitely low and outside for ball number 4. As that loads the bases for Yuki Nagita to come up here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 away.
Wondering what scouting report they had on Jeter Downs there because everything was all fastballs, nothing else. And now we'll have a quick mound visit before Yanagita is up to bat. Possibly a pitching change, we'll see. Yep, Yanagita's already back in the box.
Definitely feeling it from the fans here. As the all-time Hawk, many would say, is getting ready here for possibly a huge playoff hit. As the first pitch comes, and that's inside for ball number 1. We saw earlier, Yanagita managed to, with a very much off-balance swing, get all the way out to the warning track. So he's probably looking to pick up a grand slam here. As the 1-0 delivery is coming up here. And the pitch, Yanagita skies that deep out to right field, and will that just hook around the foul pole? Just foul. Man, that was so close. About as close as you can get to a grand slam for the Hawks legend. I feel like there's been a lot of grand slams going on in these playoff baseball in America, mostly. But feels like it's happening every other game now. Yanagita probably telling himself, just do that again a little bit better. And the 1-1 delivery on the way, as that's low and inside for ball number 2. You can feel the tension in the air as the fighters are really hoping this game doesn't get out of control here. They are still within striking distance of the Hawks, but this could really open things up for the rest of the game. The 2-1 delivery is coming up here, and Yanagita pulls back on it on a pitch that looked awfully good in the strike zone, but apparently is ball 3. Yeah, I have no idea where that missed. I'm going to be completely honest. That was as good as pitch as you can throw, I guess. 3-1 delivery on the way here to Yanagita. And the pitch. Definitely. Now that was low and inside. So a walk with the bases loaded will add to the Hawks' lead here as they pick up another run, bringing it up to 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it looks like they're going to be making another pitching change. Honestly, full credit to Yamagawa here. I don't think he's pitched badly at all. I think he's just been really unlucky with the strike calls, frankly. And yeah, dog driving, yeah, that was a very much Derek Jeter acting job. Really selling those balls to earn his base there.
Just have to wonder why the pitching sequence has just been fastballs all night for Yanagawa so far. Really not using his forkball and almost none of the cutter.
Well, I mean, it seemed effective enough. It was just not finding the zone in a really weird way. Probably felt less comfortable. He's probably already thinking to himself, if I'm missing with my fastball, I don't think these other things are going to get the calls.
Opponent's batting 184 against the fastball from Yanagawa.
Well, there
Cutter
you go.
154, the fork 0.0 Well, .083. However, on his fastball, he's issued 12 walks with that pitch all year. So
I would
not too
imagine
bad.
probably throwing the fastball a lot more often than the fork then. Just mathematically.
67% of the time compared to 12% of the time.
I think I was muted when I said that, but man, look at Manami's thighs. I mean, like, those are tree trunks on that man. As the next pitcher is coming up here, can we get a little... Who is that?
Ren Fukushima.
It's got a lot of neck. A little neck on that boy. So again, base is still loaded here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th, as the fighters are going to try to get out of this jam without giving up any more runs. As I believe that will bring Ryota Kurihara to the plate. Again, Kurihara has only had 1 hit so far this postseason, but it was a home run in the last game. As the first pitch here is coming up. Fastball high and outside for strike number 1. Oh, 1 delivery on the way to Kurihara. As he pops that straight up in the air, should be another easy pop-up catch for Kiyomiya. And it will be, and that'll bring an end to the inning for the Hawks. All things considered, considering the situation the fighters found themselves in, giving up 1 run, while definitely not what they were looking for, was kind of cutting off the bleeding pretty quick. So, heading into the top of the 7th, it is 6-2 for the Hawks. Get ready for a little bit of a 7th inning stretch, as I believe we will have the team song. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. Going to take a quick break from the commentary on my end.
Well, as the 7th inning gets underway gameplay-wise, in the chat, for your question, Drop, what would you change this game for either team if you were a manager? For all those management sim guys out there. As the Hawks have a new pitcher, Kazuki Sugiyama. As you can see, 50 appearances this season, 14 hits, and a rather low ERA for him. As Monami is now back into the batter's box to begin this. Monami, one of the viral stars of the fighters, went viral multiple times this year due to his arm out in the outfield. Quite a lot of the baseball content creators all across social media talking and sharing his outfield arm as he grounds out and is thrown out at first. Yeah, Squisher King, he has a cannon, which is not unusual for, say, the outfielders in the NPB, but his just seems to have a little bit extra on it. Pretty violent arm action for Sugiyama. And that's already a quick out, which is something the fighters have been doing pretty much all night, aside from that inning where they had the bases loaded, just a lot of quick outs. And Kiyomiya is now up to bat. Looks like he fouled it off of something. Oh, right on the unprotected shin, because it always hits the unprotected area. Oh, trainer's already out with the ice spray. Salon paw spray. Hiromitsu spray. I forget which brand makes that spray for the NPB this year. It looks like he'll be staying in this game, just taking care of that real quick. One of the nice things was no pitch clock, as the pitch is popped fly and will be out. Right to center field. Shudo's there. Now stepping into the batter's box will be Ariel Martinez, the Cuban former fighter. Moved on, or not former, current fighter, was formerly with the Dragons over in the other league. Was with the Fighters and then proceeded to honestly perform better once he was in the new Fighters ballpark, Escon Field, which we're not at. We're at the Pepe Dome. I had a feeling that when he went over to the Fighters, he'd be he'd play a bit better in the more natural Escon Field compared to that cavernous Nagoya Dome, or whatever it's called these days. Ball in the... Gee, that bounced really high, wow. See, I think that's, Oh, not even Kai got that. Just missed. As you can see for Sugiyama on the left-hand side, 6-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curve, slider, forkball, changeup, and a cutter. I really do appreciate the color coding of the hockey broadcasts. And again, fouled off the leg of a fighter's batter, so we'll see if the trainer comes back out again, or will he be able to walk it off? Yep, at least it was on the protective side this time. Yeah, looks like we'll have another trainer visit with Martinez, so they're pretty quick with the trainer visits out here tonight. Well, I say it this morning, considering the fact it's 7:34 a.m. over here. All is good as Martinez steps back into the batter's box. As he flies that one down the left field side into the exciting seats. As you can see the bright helmets there. Pay a bit more money for the chance to get foul balls. You can hear the whistles screeching to let people know a ball is coming their direction.
And do they have to return the helmet at the end of the day, or do they get to keep it?
They get to keep it. I see conflicting reports, and everything I've seen, you get to keep the ball.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course you get to keep the ball. It's a huge swing and a miss there as Martinez strikes out, bringing us around to the bottom of the 7th inning while the Hawks still lead 6-2.
There's some stadiums where I think it gets misinterpreted that you have to give the ball back. I think it's the batting practice balls you have to give back.
Okay.
Anything in-game is you get to keep. Or maybe some time ago it was a bit different, I don't know, but the Hawks, lucky 7.
ホークスからのお知らせです。選手と監督の決意のメッセージが込められたビバイエロータオルをホークス公式オンラインストアで販売中。また10月23日水曜日午後1時までの期間限定で公式オンラインストアで税込み5000円以上購入をされると送料無料となるキャンペーンを実施中です。この機会にぜひお買い求めください。
And there we go, the best Lucky 7 song in the league, as far as I'm concerned, naturally. And yeah, Mike, earlier I was asking you, do they get to keep the helmets, not the balls? Balls.
Yeah, the helmets, I don't think so. They look rather expensive.
Yes, it'd be really expensive to have to get. Oh my goodness, Yamakawa crushes that deep out to left field again. Has he done it again? Yet another big bang home run throw, Daki Yamakawa, as he's probably put this game out of the lead. Very first pitch of the bottom of the 7th inning, and he cranks it out to deep left field yet again. Almost exactly the same spot as he hit his last one last inning, as he is on fire now, picking up his 2nd home run of the game. And not that there haven't been bigger comebacks in baseball history, but that does feel like that is the end of the game for the Fighters as far as staying in this will go. But you never know what can happen. As we'll get a little replay here before we can even really get the at-bat set up. Yamakawa just blasts that one. Yet another home run.
As a Fighters fan, you have to sit and look back at all the traffic they've had on the bases past this game and just how it sort of hasn't worked out.
As the first pitch is low and outside for ball number 1. Again, you never know. Kensuke Kondo also a threat to go yard, as he did earlier this game. Ball high and outside for ball number 2. A delivery on the way, as that's high and down the middle for strike number 1. Just to speak to Yamakawa's power and ability to produce runs, there was a time earlier in the season, for the first few weeks of the season, he had more RBIs than hits. because he was just on that kind of a power tear.
That's actually insane.
Obviously, that only lasted about a month and a bit, but still, that's still a decent amount of time for such a crazy record to go. And the 3-1 pitch on the way, high and inside for ball number 4. Kensuke Kondo will reach base here, as we have a runner on now in the bottom of the 7th with none away. Dog driving, how were all the runs scored in the first and second innings? The Fighters were just getting good, timely hits with runners on base, and the Hawks were getting home runs, as they are one. If we see the video of it at some point, Kensuke Kondo hit an absolute, almost out of the stadium moonshot. We didn't even have time to get the commentary ready for it. Totally crushed the ball.
The camera hadn't even switched back to the batter's box.
Yeah, genuinely no exaggeration. We were looking at the pitcher, and all of a sudden it was leaving yard. I believe they just brought on a pinch runner there in lieu of Kondo. So they're going to flip back down to him. Probably also indicative of how the Hawks are feeling about this game, pulling Kondo out, given he's had some injuries lately. So probably just looking to save him. None of the game's a bit out of reach. Kenta Amami is setting up for a bunt. I believe he's the all-time leader in sack bunts in MPB history. I vaguely recall reading that once. Have an interesting record to have all time. But of course, as a big fan of bunting, I respect it.
370 of them, as a matter of fact.
Quite a bit. 0-1 delivery coming up here for Amamiya, who is still squaring to bunt as he gets it down, but it fouls off. So with 2 strikes here, that'll bring the end of his bunt attempt. Let's see if he can get on base the normal way.
It's just rather interesting that they're calling for him to bunt when they're up 7-2. He's already had 2 hits tonight.
Yeah, good point. They did bring on a pinch runner, probably a bit of a speedster, so the idea is probably just to get him over to second, to let any contact bring him home. As the 0-2 delivery is on the way to Imamiya. Fastball high and outside for ball number 1.
One of the things I always see on our comments here on the YouTube channel is when we have pitcher highlights, and there's always that just little white cloud that comes off the ball or their hand as they throw it. That is the rosin from the rosin bag. I don't know how it's different or if they use more of it, but that big cloud you see on a fastball release is the rosin.
I feel like they use more of it because, man, it's a lot. 1-2 delivery on the way as Imamiya, my goodness, takes a diving swing at a ball in the other's batter box, but still manages to foul it. Kirihara with an amazing head of hair there. Oh my goodness, look at that. 1-2 delivery on the way here for Imamiya with a runner on first and none away. As he throws towards the pickoff. Buying some time. And once again, we're getting ready for the 1-2. And the pitch. As Imamiya boots this out to right field. That should be caught easily by Manami, who, again, we all know you are not running on. As Sakagawa comes back to first base. Kondo definitely in line to be the MVP of this game, to do the hero interview afterwards. And if Kondo can keep this up, I'm pretty sure the Hawks will have an easy time running through the Japan series. Did I say Kondo? Yamakawa.
The one thing with the Japan series, though, is that it's going to be against, pitchers they don't see as often, whereas with the Climax series, they've seen the fighters multiple times this year.
That is true. As Kurihara fouls that off. Oh, no, Masuki. My mistake. Again, we're at that 7:45 mark. I'm really running out of gas. And we still got 2 more innings to go. Owen delivery to Masuki coming up here, as that's a fastball swung on and missed on the outside for strike number 2.
So did you have coffee or tea this morning? And if coffee, what kind of coffee?
I had neither.
Oh, nothing. Just
raw
straight
dog.
up.
Raw dog in the morning.
Anybody in the chat, what are you drinking?
And that's all because I finished work at like 11:30 last night, so I've got no sleep.
Dang, I was sleeping at 11:30.
Yeah, I'm going to...
That doesn't normally happen, trust me.
Try to get some sleep after the game. As the 0-2 delivery is on the way, Masuki skies that deep out to right. Will that be collected by Monami or foul? Monami collects it, throws it down a second to keep the runner on. And it's quickly 2 away here for the Hawks. Oh, Nasir with an interesting comment on the Rosen. Maybe it comes from a different species of conifer. So it has different properties. Coffee and sleep for Army Man. Nice. Jealous. That brings Takayuki Kai to the plate. Gets into that very exaggerating batting stance of his. And the first pitch, as he skies it off to the right, foul ball. On delivery on the way here, as he hits the corner high and outside for ball number 1.
Scottish breakfast tea. How does that change from the other, UK breakfast teas?
It swears at you.
I mean, they all do.
Threatens to knife you when you make it. 1-1 delivery on the way here, as he takes a big swing and a miss for strike number 2.
I have coffee from Wawa, which I think we had a couple of Pennsylvania-based people here, so they should chime in if they have some as well. I have the hazelnut coffee this time.
Oof, awful. I'm allergic to hazelnuts. Terrible business.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Apparently they're great. But,
I'll be sending you some in the mail.
1-2 delivery on the way as Kai takes a big swing on an outside pitch to strike out, bringing us to an end of the 7th inning. The Fighters are way behind here, 7-2 to the Hawks, but they've still got another chance. So let's see if they can pull it out.
The way Yamakawa's walking back to first base looks like he's on a team that's, down 7-2.
Yeah.
He's walking back as if he didn't just demolish one to center field. Wawa is in my blood. See, he knows.
Wall is just such a weird, like,
It's
line.
based on the sound of the Canadian goose, actually. That's their logo.
Huh.
See, small world.
Okay, I'm not even gonna. That's
All
even
the
weirder
same.
for an American company.
Yeah, but the goose is everywhere.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
People always think they're mean, but they've always been friendly to me. Maybe they think I am one.
Yeah, possibly. I've always just stayed away from them because they're apparently mean, and I'm not big on animals anyway, so I don't need to get into a fight with a bird.
In the chat from Naptown Kid, a Wawa coffee, a large water and a sizzly was basically my breakfast for the entirety of the pandemic.
Is a sizzly like a breakfast sandwich kind of thing?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So was Wawa like Tim Hortons or what?
It's more so like a deli, a bakery, a gas station, all in one.
Okay.
It's like 7-Eleven, but not depressing.
Okay.
And usually the people working there are very happy. At least at mine.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, Buc-ee's. I would say it's similar to a Buc-ee's, but without the immense scale.
Yeah, we don't have any of these things in Quebec, so I have no idea. It sounds like Tim Hortons. It sounds like Tim Hortons plus a convenience store to me. That sounds right. Which makes, I mean, a lot of Tim Hortons are attached to gas stations anyway, so it's probably basically the same thing.
Well, dog driving, yeah, they're in a different category.
What's a different category?
7-Eleven Japan.
Oh, yeah.
That's a happy place.
Yeah, I want to check that out. So, first pitch here from, I believe it's Darwin. Oh, I always get his last name wrong.
Hernandez.
Fernando. Wait, really? I thought it was something way more complicated. Who am I thinking of? There's someone I'm thinking of. Anyway. Whoa, big breaking ball down inside for ball number 1. One on the way here to Franmil Reyes, possibly seeing his last at bat of the game. He's a huge swing and a miss for strike number 2. Interesting angle there to show Hernandez's action, but he does have a very kind of on the outside looping come around action. Wouldn't be surprised to see Hernandez actually hold out both this inning and the next year at the lead they have. The 2-2 pitch coming on the way as Reyes pops that right back up to center field over to Ukyo Shuto. And Reyes gets on base for the first time today. So again, the Fighters are not out of this. They do definitely still have a chance to come back here. And that's the way to start, getting Reyes on base.
Darwin's and Hernandez, originally with the Red Sox, spent time in the Orioles farm system before coming over to SoftBank during the 2023 season. Signed July 28th of that year.
You know, it was Darwinson. That's the name. I called him Darwin before. That's the name I get tripped up on. That is Franmil Reyes. Or it was. Now they put it at a pinch runner. Whoa, wait, did he catch that? No, okay, whoa.
There's been a surprising amount of pop-ups that have just barely left the infield.
Wowzers. So now at the plate is Daiki Asuma, I believe. Unless I totally misread the internet there again. Nope, I did it good. As the pitch is low and outside for ball number 2. Asuma coming in to replace Yu Gunji. As Daigo Kamikawabata is next. I'm getting better on that one. 1-1 delivery on the way as he chops that foul to the right side for strike number 2. One-two delivery on the way here. And the 1-2. Whoa! Fastball just missing the head of Asuma there. Had to hit the deck to get out of the way of that, but that was a dangerously high and inside pitch. Jeez, even looks like it grazes the brim of the helmet there. Two delivery from Hernandez coming up here as we're getting close to the third hour of our broadcast. And he hits that up the middle. Amamiya picks it up without the bounce, so he won't have the chance for a double play, but that will hold the runner at first. One away here in the top of the 8th. One on and one out here in the top of the 8th as Daigo Kamikawa. I almost made him Darwinson Kamikawa. Oh man, yeah. It is too late or too early. It's everything. It's too much for me to say that name right now. As the first pitch is on the way. Slider right on the money on the outside of the box there for strike number 1. On delivery on the way here for Hernandez as he throws the slider pretty much to the same spot, or fastball, I should say. Nearly the exact same spot, but doesn't get the call this time. One delivery from to Kawabata coming up here. As he pops that off to the left side, and there will not be a play on the ball. One-two delivery on the way, and it was a breaking ball that gets hit high out into center field. Easily collected by Yukio Shudo. No runners will advance, and that brings us to 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Not sure what the holdup here is. Oh, no, here we go. First pitch is high and inside for ball number 1. As we have Tatsuki Mizuno here up again. Picked up hit earlier in the game, is looking to get back on base. Give the fighters a fighting chance here. One delivery from Hernandez is coming, and it's a big swing and a miss for strike number 1. One on the way, and that's another ball just on the outside corner for ball number 2.
Oh, I finally found out what that green patch you were wondering is.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. What is it?
It is a condominium apartment company.
Okay. And what's it called? Encrest. I didn't see the R before. That's what was really throwing me off. And I was like, why do they have a patch that says incest? Even though not spelled right, that's what I'm seeing. And that brings us over to the batter here, 2-2 with 2 away on the man on first. As Hernandez is going to try to pick up the strikeout here. And the batter manages just to foul it off to the side to stay alive in the at-bat. And the big swing and a miss, and he picks up a strikeout. So that'll bring an end to the Fighters in the top of the 8th inning. 3 more outs to go until the Hawks pick up yet another win here in the series and bring their series lead to 3-0. As we head into the bottom of the 8th inning here with the Hawks on top of the Fighters 7-2.
With the way the Hawks have been playing, a lot of people, talk about the Hawks dynasty of the 2010s and then talk about the team as if it's a, completely different from that dynasty era team. Honestly, in my opinion, that dynasty has never really officially ended. It just took a few short years off due to that surge of Oryx, but they're right back at it.
Yeah, and that happens in baseball too. I mean, you'll think a team's kind of done, but they just need a year or two to recalibrate.
And when you look at just the Hawks team, it's like everybody on that Hawks team still. You look at their their awards and trophies, and it's 4-time Japan Series champion, 5 times Japan Series champion, 6 times champion. It's all the same people from that era.
Yeah, broadly, generally speaking, I'd say about half the team is still the same kind of core nucleus from those dynasty era teams.
And then even some of the newer players, or people that you think are newer players, or the younger players, even then you look at their awards: 2-time champion, 1-time champion. So pretty much the entire roster from top to bottom is a champion of some sort.
Yeah, championship pedigree, as it were. Coming around here to the bottom of the 8th, and what could be the last Hawks at bats, unless the Fighters pull off a miracle here in the 9th. As I believe that's Yukio Shuto getting ready to lead things off. First pitch. Shuto tries to bunt. Love that for him. Shuto is the kind of guy who he could lay down a bunt and it goes right to the pitcher and he's still got a chance to make it to first. As that ball right down the middle for strike number 1.
Ian with Shuto, internationally, the U.S. saw his speed in that championship, or that semifinals game against Mexico last year, where he almost lapped Ohtani, who was, on the base ahead of him.
Yeah, no, Shuto is an absolute star around the bases. As the 2-1 pitch is coming to him, and that's low and outside for ball number 3. You definitely don't want to walk Shuto to begin an inning, because then he's just going to be a nightmare going around the bases for the rest of the inning. As the 3-1 delivery is coming on the way. And that was just high and inside for strike number 2. Full count here coming up to Shuto. Bottom of the 8th as he takes a swing at that, heading it out to foul territory on the left, keeping the at-bat going.
And not only is he a menace on the base paths and can easily steal second, right after him, of course, once again, Jeter Downs, Yuki Yanagita, Kurihara, Yamakawa, and it just goes on and on.
Yep, the party never stops. And that coming around here to the full count pitch as he takes a big swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for Yukio Shuto, who will head back to the dugout for the probable final time today. Which should bring in second baseman Jeter Downs. Almost called him Derek Jeter. That would be wild. Derek Jeter just comes into pinch hit for the Hawks suddenly.
It's like one of those wrestling things where somebody returns and they play his music.
Derek Jeter's got the money in the bank briefcase. He's going to cash it in on the champs. As Jeter Downs gets ready here for the first pitch way outside for ball number 1. One out delivery on the way, and that's a fastball about as close as you can get to a strike without being one, apparently, and that's ball 2. as he takes a big chop at that for strike number 1. 2-1 delivery coming up here to Jeter Downs, as that's a breaking ball that's swung on and fouled to the backstop for strike number 2. Just getting that by the absolute, atoms of his bat connecting with the ball. Two on the way. Oh, and inside for ball number 3. Again, fighters just having no luck with the strike zone here, where they are throwing awfully good pitches, just not getting many calls. Full count pitch coming up to Jeter Downs here with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. And low and outside for Jeter to pick up yet another walk. I think he's on base for his 3rd or 4th time today, having a very good game. Oh, they're going to bring on a pinch runner here for Jeter Downs, so that'll be the end of his day. As Ryota Kurihara steps... Oh, no, Yuki Nagita steps into the plate. Again, one man on first here with 1 away as they flip it down to the pickoff to keep the runner on. And the pitch is Nagito slides that out to left, but that will be caught by Asuma, who throws that back to second and will keep the runner there. Looked like a well-hit ball for a moment there. Classic Nagito, but just didn't quite have enough steam on it to put it away. Oh, I missed that swing, though. I'm very happy to see him back for the playoffs. Should bring us around to Ryota Kurihara, who again will be doing very likely his last at bat of the game here. And he skies that deep out of center field, going way back, but that will be collected by Go Matsumoto to bring an end to the 8th inning. Coming around to the end of the game here, the top of the 9th, Fighters down 2-7 on the Hawks. They're either going to need a miracle or this will be the end of the game. Oh, bringing an Otsuna in a non-save situation. That's quite the spicy move. But let's see what happens here. Osuna had a bit of a mixed season this year, picking up a decent amount of saves, a good clip, but also spent some time out injured. He has come back now for the playoffs and will be key to the Hawks' title chances. And as we come into the top of the 9th here, I would like to thank you all again for joining us so far for this game. It's been quite the slog to get through, early morning for some of you, but thank you all so much for joining us. Again, one last time, if you haven't told us where you're from, please do. We love to see how international our audience is. And let's get ready for the end of the game here as Roberto Osuna looks to close out the Fighters at the top of the 9th.
Again in the chat, we got Jeffrey popping in from Newark, Texas. He's been here for a lot of streams, both this year and last year, and I think the year before that, so appreciate his support as well as everybody else's.
Yeah, it's really nice to see how many consistent viewers we get, guys whose names we come to recognize. And yeah, it's just good to build a nice, strong community here around loving Japanese baseball. And again, we do hope we can do more for you next year, but this will be the last English commentary game of the year. But you can always subscribe to Pacific League TV and catch the rest of the Climax series. See if the fighters can pull out a big come from behind victory here against the Hawks, or will the Hawks seal it away and move on to the Japan series? Did he have his pants tucked into his socks, or were those shorts, or what? What was going on there? As the first batter up here is, let's see here, the first pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike number 1.
Osuna originally came over in the 2022 season with the Marines, and then had a really good season with the Marines, or half season, and then in the offseason the Hawks saw him and said, I'll be taking that, and then signed him to, I believe, a 4-year deal.
Yeah, I think he signed a pretty big deal recently, as that ball gets chopped foul to first, quickly bringing the count to 0-2 for Tamiya. Oh, Heartland, Vermont. Very nice. Vermont is beautiful country, especially this time of year. The trees are absolutely gorgeous. Same over here in Montreal, Canada.
And it's interesting with that 4-year deal because there was a time in the NPB where, a foreign player would be fighting for a 2-year deal, let alone, a 4-year deal. And now they seem to be giving them out more often to guys that are committed to playing and staying over there.
The 0-2 delivery way down in the dirt for ball number 1. Osuna last year was one of the best closers in the league, so it makes sense that they've been trying to keep him long term. Hopefully his health issues can waylay and he gets back to it next year. That's the 1-2 delivery coming up here. Fastball high and outside, apparently. It looked awfully good to me, but that's ball number 2. Two delivery coming up here. As Osuna looks to shut out the Hawks as he takes not the Hawks, the Fighters, I should say, as Tamiya chops it foul to stay alive in the at-bat. Super defensive swing there. About as defensive a swing as you can get, really. Ooh, spare cube in from Lansing, Michigan. As Osuna takes the 2-2 pitch high and outside for ball number 3. Full count delivery coming up here from Osuna. As Taki Yukakai communicates and sets up with him. Looks like he wants it right down the middle. As Osuna takes a big fastball, and Tamiya makes a big swing and a miss for strike 3. As Osuna picks up his first strikeout of the evening, and the Fighters have 2 batters left. 2 outs left. You just see a nice tight slider there from Osuna. Go Matsumoto up at the plate for, again, outside of a miraculous comeback victory here. It's probably like last at bat. As Osuna puts the ball high for ball number 1. There are still, though, Fighters faithful cheering their team on, still doing their best to get through this. As the 1-0 delivery on the way is down and low and away for ball number 2. 2-0 delivery from Osuna on the way here is a fastball right down the middle for strike number 1. Two and one on the way as Matsumoto pops that up in the air, and that should fall into the stands unless, awfully close actually. Might have been, if they were really willing to sell out and jump into the stands, maybe. But that should bring the count to 2-2. Two delivery on the way as Asuna Matsumoto just bats that foul once more, staying alive in the at-bat. And again, another 2-2 pitch coming on here with the bases empty and one man away as Go Matsumoto just gently slaps that over into center field and keeps the game alive for the Fighters, getting on base. And yeah, actually, Ian Sir pointing out something I hadn't even thought of, that the Fighters are the team furthest from the Hawks, like easily. Like they're on total opposite ends of the country, and still had a pretty good showing come out here to support their team. As Go Matsumoto does his Go Matsumoto thing, very Tony Gwynn swing, just get that ball bat slowly through the zone. As we see here, 2 runs on 10 hits. It's been brutal for the Fighters in terms of leaving runners on. But it's baseball, and it's not over till it's over. So, with one man away and one man on, Chusei Manami chops it over to second. Jeter Downs will pick it up, throw it over to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. My apologies, it's not Jeter Downs. I remember they switched him out, but I do not know who the new second baseman is. However, that is now 2 away as Go Matsumoto is on second base, and the Fighters are down to their last batter, Kotaro Kiyomiya, coming up to bat. Down to the last out, I should say. I mean, if Kiyomiya makes the hit, it's not like the game just ends there. Oh, it actually looks like Kiyomiya is on the bench. Are they bringing in a pinch hitter for this? Seems a strange choice considering Kiyomiya was... No, there he is. Okay, perfect. Man on second with 2 away, and the top of the ninth as Kotaro Kiyomiya takes the first pitch high and inside for ball 1. One-0 delivery from Osuna coming down the pipe as Kiyomiya chops it down to second base. He collects it, throws it over to first, and that's the ball game. The Hawks win 7-2 and pick up a 3-0 lead in this climax series. And it looks like they will be aiming for the sweep tomorrow, but you can always check out the game on Pacific League TV tomorrow to see if the Fighters can prolong this or if the Hawks will be going through the Japan series. And that is our last English broadcast of the season. Thank you so much for being with us this year. We had a great time bringing you our Pacific League action. Please come back and check us out again next season. Subscribe to Pacific League TV, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.